Hey, happy Saturday, all you beautiful peeps. What is going on? Good to see you today. Hope you're having a great day on this March 2nd, 2024. Happy weekend, guys. Today, guys, we're jumping into the University of Idaho. New documents drop. We're going to look at some stuff on hearings, deadlines, IGG, and of course, updates on other stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. And I am grateful for all of you. So, as I always say, let's get this show on the road. Here we go. Hey, what is up? What is up? What is up? How we doing today on this awesome Saturday, March 2nd already, you guys? Damn, it is moving by really, really quickly. Thank you all for joining me again as we look at two new documents dropped, and Chad Button dropped a membership already. That's awesome, Chad. Thank you for that, my friend. Appreciate you so very much, brother. More than you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me check to see who got that. And then we'll move forward with who's here. 1 second. 1 second. Let's see. It looks like Penn Dizzy. Welcome. Congratulations, Penn Dizzy. Welcome to the sauce. We got a new meatball in the house, guys. That's awesome. Like it says in the title, guys, we're checking out some new documents, deadlines, hearings, and IGG. And of course, some other updates with other things we've been talking about. But that's the majority of what we're doing here, guys. And thank you all for joining me on this weekend. You could be doing other things that are a lot more fun, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that more than you know. Again, thanks so much, Chad. I appreciate you, brother. Again, let's see who we got. We got 56 people in here so far. We got 38 likes, guys. I'm not even gonna say it because you already know. I'm tired. I know you're tired of hearing me say it, so it is what it is. Let's hit that like button on the way through the door if we can, and keep it rolling. Looks like Miss Carolyn Miller jumped in here with us again today. Happy Saturday, Carolyn. Thank you for being here. Penn Dizzy, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Miss Shelley, same to you. And of course, the lovely Miss Kells. Great to see you, Kells. There's my Brandy B, the OG in the house. As always, good to see you, Brandy. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you so very much. Got me stumped. What's going on? Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you very much. Miss Noni Poppins in the house. Thank you for joining us, Noni. Great to see you today. Kyla Delilah, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Mr. Philip Hughes, my friend. Great to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day today on this lovely Saturday. Thank you for joining me, sir. Chad Button, again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, sir. Tammy, what is going on? Great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Virginia Wolf, my brother, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Good to have you here. Let me see. Mittens for Kittens in the house. What's going on, Mittens? Good to see you today. Thank you for being here. Joanne, welcome back, dear. Good to have you. Finally, the weekend, of course. Raul Kurbitz, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us today. NFT, welcome back. Great to see you. Eve Lucky, welcome to you. Great to have you here. Cindy Kerf and a big old owl in the house, guys. Great to see you. Great to have you here. Nat Cat, welcome back. Great to have you. Miss Michelle Epple in the house. Welcome back, Michelle. Always a pleasure to see you. Alice, welcome. Great to see you. Spirit Walker 2023 is in the house, guys. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you. Neil Homestead, welcome back, my friend. Great to have you here. Always a pleasure. Let me see here. Miss Wisdom Speaks. The lovely Miss Sherry is in the house. So much appreciated. Great to see you and all the other awesome moderators that do such a wonderful job for me. I could not do this without you. God knows I appreciate you so very much. Welcome back. T2014, great to see you. Happy Saturday to you. Always a pleasure. Come on in, everybody. Go grab a chair. Get comfortable, if you will. Miss Tracy Hinton. There's a new meatball there. She just joined recently. Welcome back, Tracy. Great to see you, and thank you for becoming part of this amazing community and family. I appreciate you. Alex, welcome back to you as well. Great to see you here. Great to have you on this Saturday. Is Val in here? I see somebody said Hope floats. If she is, there's another one of my awesome mods, Miss Valerie. Great to see you. Great to have you here. There she is. Boom, boom, boom. Great to see you. Georgia Rain, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Let's see. Renee Arlsland from Denmark, I'm guessing. Yes, Denmark. Miss Renee Arlsland, welcome. That's a new name and a new face. Welcome to the True Crime Cafe. It's wonderful to see the new faces all around. I love it, love it. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you very much. Please welcome, guys, all the community guys. If you will, please welcome the new people in here and make them feel at home, as we always do. That way they'll want to come back the next time. I appreciate that so very much. It's great to see all the new faces and names in here. I love it, love it, love it. Come on in, everybody. 82 beautiful people in here with 51 likes, guys. Come on, please. Let's make it match. Please, please, so we can get out in that algorithm. Let's go. Let's do this. A united fan. That's awesome. Why, thank you. And I love when my favorite subscribers show up for my shows. I absolutely do. My favorite community members all here. Thank you so much, Val. Such a great lady here. Does a great job as a moderator, as they all do. As they all do. I couldn't do it. Like I said, without them, I wouldn't do it because they are the backbone, folks. That's a fact. Please be sure to respect all the moderators. Show them the love and respect that they deserve. And if you would, please say thank you to them every now and again because they sure do deserve it. They do a lot of hard work for me. I promise you that. That's not a lie, guys. Lisa Baleo, welcome. Michelle Epple, it's so great to see you. Thank you for being here. Again, Lisa, great to see you as well. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Ray Baltic, welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to see you today. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Hold on, guys. Let me grab my drink. Tina B, what's up? What's up? All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see here. Miss Tammy. Raul. Ro is in the house. Welcome back, Ro. Great to see you. Sorceress, welcome back. Peppermint Tea, great to have you here. Great to see you as well. Making sure I'm not missing anybody up in here. That would be kind of an awesome trip. I agree with that one, Sherry. Miss Noni McPoppins has been a member here for 9 months, been a part of this family, been an awesome meatball. Thank you so much for becoming part of this community, Noni. We appreciate you so very much, and congratulations on 9 months. That is awesome. Meatball Baby is a Pisces. Love and hugs. Hey, hey. That's right. Congrats to you. Happy Saturday, Tracy, to you. Thank you, Michelle. I love my coffee cup too. I love that cup. One of my kids got it for me a bunch of Father's Days ago. Welcome, Ocean Sugar. Great to see you. Been a minute. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Great to have you here. Miss Dakota, welcome back to you. Awesome, awesome. Guys, do me a favor and make sure that you're go down to that little $sign at the bottom there in the chat and make sure that your gifting is available to receive gifts so that if anybody does gift a membership, you can receive that. Please. Let me see. I just saw something else drop in here too. Miss Shelley has been a member for 6 months. That's awesome. And congrats, Shelley. Thank you for being an awesome member of this community. We appreciate you. Miss Dory's been a member for 10 months. How about that, guys? 10 months. We're almost at a year there. Again, thank you and congrats to you, Dory. We appreciate you so very much. Yes, yes, yes. Gifts are fun. Miss Heather Fitzgerald in the house, another amazing moderator here. Thank you, Miss Heather, for joining us today. I appreciate you. Heather's a new addition to this team, and we are super grateful to have her here with us now. I appreciate you and all the rest of you so very much. 102 awesome peeps in here now. We got 73 likes, guys. We can make that one match. I know we can. We're almost there. Charlotte Gross, welcome back to you. Again, congrats, Dory, on 10 months. That's so awesome. I appreciate you. Sandra, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Denny Kerr. Let's see. Tina B. Tina B. Is that new? Yes, it is. Tina B just gifted 5 memberships. I didn't even see that. Susie Storm was gifted. Melissa D. Jennifer Thompson. Stand by the jam. Suzanne Seidel. Good Lord, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that one, Tina. And God bless. That's awesome. Amazing community out here, guys. Absolutely amazing community. 100%. 100%. Let's see here. Thank you, Miss Brandy. Again, thank you to anybody that has and will in advance donate to these 3 links here for PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. Guys, those are the this camera needs to come up. Sorry about that, folks. Those are the maybe it's my chair. 1 second, guys. Let me fix this. There we go. It's still there we go. Okay, so these are the links to the Cash App, PayPal, and the Venmo. This money goes directly in right away. I don't have to wait a month. There's no percentage taken out by YouTube. This is what we use to pay the bills for StreamYard, YouTube, Premium, all that other fun stuff that keeps us rolling. So thank you in advance to anybody that has donated and will donate to this. It is never, ever expected by any means whatsoever, but it is beyond appreciated from the bottom of my heart, folks. I really do appreciate it. So thank you so very much for that. And welcome to any of the lurkers that are just watching, not in chat. We do appreciate you as well. Carolyn Miller's in the house. Welcome, Carolyn. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Hey, hey, Leslie and Billy, welcome back to you. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. No worries. Never have to explain that, Charlotte. Please, never, any of you, never ever. We just put it out there. Should anybody choose to do it? It's never anything that needs explained, or it's never expected, folks. Please understand that, ever. I am beyond grateful to just have all of you here with me today to do this. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and then we're going to get rolling. Excuse me. Tracy Hinton said, I lurked for over a year before I joined. That's awesome, Tracy. Well, I'm glad you stuck it out. It's great to have you here. We are super appreciative. That is a fact. This is a great community, a family, as I call it in some senses. And I'm telling you guys, I said it before 100 times. I would not do this without all of you guys. This is what keeps me going every single day. Every day. Mitt is in the house. Mitakuye Oyesin again. Welcome back to you. I hope I said that right. She said they said I could just say Mitt, but I still like to say your name. 110 people jumped in. 82 likes. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. I could not, would not with a fox. I could not, would not without a fox. I will not, shall not, or shall not, will not eat. I don't even remember how that goes. Eat green eggs and ham. I will not, cannot, will not. I just screwed it all up. Sam, I am. God, it's been that long. I just read some of those books to my one grandson a couple years back, and I still can't remember it. That's right. Let's see who can do it first. Slap the like button. Ready, set, go. Thank you, Miss Sherry. 1, 2, 3, and there it goes. I do not, will not, shall not, cannot eat green eggs and ham. I cannot, will not, Sam, I am. Something like that, I think it is. I have 6 grandchildren. 2 of them are with me constantly. Welcome, Donna J. Jass. Good to see you. Who in here remembers reading one of my first books that I ever read for school? It was an awesome book too. I had to introduce it to all of my kids because they didn't give it to them in school like they normally do. It was the Boxcar Children. Does anybody remember that book? I loved that book. I have them too, Noni. They're all packed away in a box, of course. Because my grandchildren are into other things now. What are you talking about, Pen? 2 girls, eldest 8, 5, and the boys 2 and 10 months. That's awesome. That made you cry. I hope it wasn't me that made you cry. The Boxcar Children is absolutely amazing. What book are we talking about, you guys, that made you sad? Let me see if I can find it in here. They do have adult. I found somebody told me that they have adult versions of Dr. Seuss books, Heather. I've never seen them, but I've heard that. Grandkid, 9 grandkids. You guys are awesome. Grandchildren are the heartbeat of my life, I'm telling you. Absolutely love it. Mom and a Son. Which one are you talking about there? What is the name of the book? Because I didn't see anybody title it. We have to stand up now. I feel like something big, monster, are squeezing the life out of me. That's not good. I'll tell you another set of books that I absolutely adored, you guys. I still to this day. It's one of the reasons why I got one of the things that made me interested in crime back when I was a small child, elementary school. I think I started reading them in 3rd grade. They were called Encyclopedia Brown, and he was a kid detective, and they had different endings to different, the stories. You could choose different endings at the end of the book. It was awesome. I love those. And I tried to find them for my kids and my grandkids. I can't find him anywhere. Encyclopedia Brown was awesome. And then, of course, I graduated from those to the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew. Great stuff. V.C. Andrews' books are awesome too, Brandy. I read all those when I was younger too. They were a little weird for me reading them with 12 years old, but some of the backstories in them were kind of like, okay. The encyclopedias, yes. Remember those too. Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew. Those were awesome. I actually have Caden, and he has been for about 5 years now. Watching the Hardy Boys, the old 70s and 80s Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew Mysteries TV series. He loves it. I haven't looked on eBay, Jackie. That's a good idea. I've just looked on Amazon and different stores thinking maybe they'd have them, but no luck. I'll have to check it out though. 116 peeps in here, 94 likes. Come on now. We can make that happen, guys. We can make that happen. Amazon does have that. You know what? I think somebody did show me last year, maybe that they did have those. You're right. Sorry, guys. I forget things. There it is. Firefly just told me they have an Encyclopedia Brown box set on Amazon. Bingo. How much did it run, Firefly? Because I'll read the damn things again myself. It'll probably only take me a day to read them all, but Secret World of OG. Never heard of that one. Thanks for telling me, Firefly. I'll check that out for sure. $16, that's it. Awesome. Ninth grade, a guy in my class became an unaliver. In ninth grade, Lord. That's horrible, Sherry. 1977. Well, I started reading about mystery. It wasn't that dramatic, the Encyclopedia Brown stuff and the Nancy Drew stuff. Of course, you guys know the story when I was 12 that a friend of mine was unalived, murdered, and all those things I told you the other day. And his murderer still on death row, still alive. So that's what really kicked me into this about justice and stuff like that. And over the years, I've followed a lot of the cases and stuff because of that. But I've always had a thing for thank you, Sherry. Mystery and crime throughout the years, because of that stuff. But 1 second here. Okay. Yeah, we do have some updates, you guys, on the Madeline Soto case. I'm going to be checking for updates on Elijah Vu, of course, Sebastian Rogers, and everything we've looked into. We're going to be checking all those updates. I told you guys every day I'll be doing this. I may even go live tomorrow just to do updates on those cases if there are any, because that is how much I care about that stuff. I'm telling you. Helter Skelter at 11 years old. Wow, April, that's insane. Welcome, by the way. It's great to see you today. Heather says, in the attic of my grandparents' home, I found the most messed up book. It was from the 20s and entirely focused on race. I'm not sure why it was in their attic and whose it was. It's really not good. I can imagine. If it was from the 20s, I can imagine it probably was very tasteless. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Thank you. That's who I'm talking about, Hope. Or Val is the Sebastian Rogers. That's the boy from Hendersonville, Tennessee. I'll be checking very actually here. Let me show you real quick. We can do that first and then we'll cover the documents and stuff like that. Either way, it's got to happen, so it doesn't really matter in which form we do it. All right, let me see here. Okay. All right. Sebastian Rogers, I have a 5 hours ago. Here's the newest update on him. This one scares me a lot. This poor boy he's completely autistic. Okay, that's what scares me about this one the most, and could very well be taken advantage of. And it's been 6 days now, guys. I mean, that's too long. Anytime is too long. Here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear this and how it sounds.
Days since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his home in Hendersonville. And this morning, the search efforts continue. Our Jaxie Pigeon joins us live from the command center this morning with the very latest. Jaxie, what are we learning this morning?
Well, Blake, so far, there have been no confirmed sightings despite the thousands of miles that officials have been looking. But folks in Sumner County here, as you can tell behind me, are not giving up hope. There's been an extensive search.
Welcome, SRB, and thank you for that, guys. We're in the algorithm. You can thank Miss SRB here, and it's great to see you, hon. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend.
Of aid, anything from helicopters to bloodhounds to dive teams and more. Sebastian is 5'5", weighs 120 pounds with dirty blonde hair. He's most likely wearing a black sweatsuit and glasses. Now, there is an active Amber Alert for the teen with autism.
Welcome, Renate.
Officials say it was issued due to the cold and rainy weather, as well as how long he's been missing, especially without his medications. Volunteers and community members are also pitching in, hoping that something positive comes out of this horrifying situation.
Welcome,
Being a mom
Michael.
of a children with special needs and autism and the cognitive impairment and things, it's like I'm living my worst nightmare. I'm watching it unfold. I think no matter what happens in Sumner County with this, Sumner County needs a lot of prayer and comfort right now because it's been a big week.
And first responders are only asking people in the Beach High School area to look in their backyards, anywhere a child may hide, garages, overpasses, anything to find Sebastian. Blake.
All right, Jaxie, before you go, we've been talking about this all morning. You've been on the ground there since the very beginning of this search effort, and people really are coming from all over Middle Tennessee to help out in this search.
Definitely. And as it got brighter outside, you can see a lot more people coming in. I mean, I've seen Knox County and as far as Collierville, so 3 hours away, everyone, it's all hands on deck, like I said, trying to find and hopefully get Sebastian home safely. But live in Hendersonville, Jaxie Pigeon, News 2.
All right, so that's the updates. There's not much, guys, unfortunately. I wish there was something good on these cases. I really, really, really do. Welcome, Michael. Good to see you. If you didn't hear me, it's great to have you here. I agree, Penn. All right, let me see here. Good Lord. The last thing I saw is that the mother for Elijah Vu was asking for a change in bail. Hey, Kara, welcome. Good to see you. A change in bail, really? No, there should be no bail, period. No bail at all. So this is from 16 hours ago. Hold on a minute. All right, here we go.
For 11 days. The search continues, and this weekend, Two Rivers police say they're searching.
Oh, wrong one, guys. I don't know how I did that. I just jumped from one to the next. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Here we go. Sorry, I got it right now. All right. This is this is an update. It keeps doing this to me. It says 16 hours ago. This is not it. Why does this keep doing this to me? Updated 16 hours ago. All right, here we go. It keeps doing this. So we'll go with this one. Like I said, there was news about the mother wanting to get a bail change, which there should be zero bail, in my opinion. They don't deserve bail, either one of them.
Vu has been missing now for 11 days. The search continues, and this weekend, Two Rivers police say their searches will expand to rural areas. There are some new surveillance photos of Elijah from just before he disappeared on February 20th. So far, police and volunteers have been searching Two Rivers and the Manitowoc areas. The family was going to search Sheboygan County on Saturday, but were told those plans got canceled. The FBI is offering a $15,000 reward for information regarding Elijah's disappearance.
The former Wawa.
There is our Felicity. Welcome, Liz. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Yeah, there's nothing new really on Elijah either, sadly. We need to hear some good news, guys. We need to hear some good news. And of course, we all know, unfortunately, what is going on in the Madeline Soto case. Hold on a minute. 1 second, guys. This is very horrific to me. And I have 1 second here. Nope. 1 second, guys. Good Lord, you guys would think I could work this stuff at this point. Still have technical problems all the time. So this shows where they found her body, unfortunately. Yes, I got that yesterday. SRB, and I'm glad I seen that it came back that it turned out okay. The Marshallville Amber Alert. It went off yesterday when I was sitting in here with you guys. That's the other one too, Holly. Thank you for reminding me. Great to see you today. I hope you're having a great weekend. All right, here we go.
To follow breaking news in Osceola County. The body of 13-year-old Maddie Soto has been found. The Orange County Sheriff's Office just confirmed that news.
Sky Fox is flying over a wooded area along Old Hickory Tree Road. We're told Maddie Soto's body was found near there in a remote area. Fox 35 Stephanie Buffamonte joins us live. And Stephanie, what can you tell us about this heartbreaking development?
Yeah, truly heartbreaking. We are learning that Madeline Soto's body was found right near where I am standing on Hickory Tree Road. And they found her body around 4:30 this afternoon, according to the sheriff's office, in a very wooded area. And a source tells Fox 35 that it takes a couple of miles to get to where her body was found by foot. I want to just show you what it looks like over here right now. You can see we're blocked off at this intersection. A sheriff's office.
And he probably drove back in there, you guys, because they were stating that they showed somebody saw him with a flat tire in the route or away from that area. So he probably drove back in there, and that's how he probably ended up with a flat tire. This piece of garbage that he is.
Deputy blocking.
Hey, Lisa and Cannoli, welcome to you. Good to see you guys.
Off the area where they say that they found Madeline Soto's body. And now this is Sky Fox video of teams out here searching this area. And this, of course, comes after the Orange County Sheriff John Mina said that he was confident that Maddie was dead and that they were working to find her body. That was the latest we had heard from earlier this afternoon. And now we are getting this heartbreaking update that her body was found. I want to show you a picture of this car. This is Stefan Sterns' car, who was Maddie's mom's boyfriend. He was the suspect in her homicide case. He was last seen driving a silver Lincoln and in this area of Old Hickory Tree Road and Nolte Road. And now, of course, we are learning that her body was found in a wooded area. We are, of course, are going to try to find out any more information about this case, and we will bring it to you live. For now, reporting live, Stephanie Buffamonte, Fox 35 News.
Yeah, that one really, oh my God, this poor mother, I cannot even imagine how this mother feels. First losing her daughter, knowing that the piece of trash that she was with was responsible for it, and he was pretending to care. I mean, Robert Bell, what's up? Good to see you. I just don't understand these people. This was a I don't know if you guys saw this interview, but this is what bugs me. This was beforehand, I believe. And this is not, this guy was sitting behind her in this home when they did this, knowing what he had done. I would have loved to have personally got my hands on this guy myself. Yeah, and that's true too. I was going to say, thank you, Sherry, that the photos on his phone went back to 22 almost. Okay, for the things that he was doing. Stephen Wayne, True Crime, welcome. Good to see you. We're just doing some updates real quick on the other cases. We're talking about the missing cases and stuff, guys, and then we're jumping into the new documents and stuff like that, just so you guys know. That is so sick to me. Thank you for throwing that up there, Sherry. I appreciate that very much. It's horrific.
And tell us what's going on with Maddie.
Well,
just so you guys know, this was before. This blows my mind. What's up, Groot? Good to see you. This blows my mind that this guy did this. Polly Pepper, Pamela, welcome. Good to see you. Right, Polly. That's my thought too.
Monday morning, we took her to school. We dropped her off close to school, across the street from a church, which is it's right next to the school. She crossed the street and walked to school, what we thought walked to school. My boyfriend who drove her to school drove away at that point. It was seen on video footage that she hung out in the parking lot of the church for a few minutes and then got up and walked towards the school. But she never made it that walk and that was around 9 a.m. when she got up. She never made it to school after that.
No, Liz, I don't think she was lying. I think this is what he told her, because she just said that he dropped her off at school. He's the one that did it. I don't think she knew. I think that she thought that she had no reason to think that he was lying. I'm confused. I will say. I'm praying to God that she has no clue of any of this. That's what I'm hoping for. I pray to God, okay? If she does, then I'm just blown away. She said, yeah, they did say that it's something about them seeing the police said that yesterday in the press conference, that there was a very fuzzy video that they saw that they thought was her, but it wasn't, obviously. No, he just has a beard and it's shadowed, guys. For those, it is confusing, SRB. I agree. Now, I'm hoping only that the woman is saying this because this is what this piece of trash told her, and she was trying to believe him, because you should be able to trust your partner, okay? That's what I'm thinking. But again, she comes off to be kind of what do you call that when I'm trying to think, because I'm so my head is so crisscrossed right now. As if maybe possibly he was abusive towards the mother is what I'm trying to say, and therefore in turn she's just going to believe and take what he says, because she's her mind is all over the place at this point. I'm sure. I'm hoping that's what it is, okay? Rather than the fact that she knows everything that's gone on, because that will blow my mind and that will upset me in a bad way. And that's true. That's why I'm a little confused. They keep changing the timeline, and he had wait, which one are you talking about, Terry? You're talking about the other case. I'm sorry. You're talking about Audrey Cunningham. My apologies. You got me confused. It was caught on video. Yeah. They actually saw his car driving with what they're saying was the child's deceased body in his car. I thank God I haven't seen that, because I don't want to see that. And he's sitting in the background watching this like no big deal. You know, I got away with it. It makes me sick. Hey, Lana. Thank you, dear. Appreciate that very much. Super sticker. I hope you're having a great weekend, hon. I don't know what to think on this yet. I don't know 100%. Jane Doe, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in, Lana. I appreciate you, hon. All right, so watch this interview real quick.
It's right next to the school. I don't know why she didn't make it. I don't know if something happened on her walk along the way or if she got taken, but she never made it.
And that was the last anyone seen of her or heard from her?
Yes. I went to pick her up after school.
Hey, taxi.
And she wasn't there. So I started driving around, maybe thinking she took a walk. Maybe she decided to walk to my mom's office, which is pretty close to the school as well. Drove around and I didn't see anything. I drove back to the school. The school was closed. I emailed one of her teachers. They confirmed that she was absent all day. At that point is when I called 911 because I realized something was truly wrong.
Have you heard from like any of her friends? Has she been active on any social media?
She hasn't been active on social media, none of her chats, none of her games. We did contact all her friends. None of them had seen her Monday or heard from her. Yeah, there's no update.
And I have to ask this, and I know I hate doing it, but is she the type that would run away? Has this happened in the past or anything? Has she ever threatened to run away?
Never. She's never ever mentioned anything like this before. And she's not the type to want to do this. She did accidentally leave her phone on Monday, which is kind of normal for her. She's got ADHD and very forgetful. So she left her phone at home, so there's no way to trace her.
Thank you, Lana. I appreciate that very much. I know there's a lot of truth and transparency supporters in here. That is so very much appreciated, guys. Make sure you're showing your love over at Truth and Transparency with Miss Lana. I appreciate you very much, guys. Welcome, Cunning Stunt. Good to see you. Just realized what that is. Interesting name. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, I agree with that one. She doesn't seem nervous in his presence, but she could just be a mess right now, Liz, because of what's going on. No problem, Kels. And Michelle E., thank you very much for that super sticker. God bless you. Absolutely. You too, Lana. Very much appreciated. Hi, Zano. Very much. Another Ohioan in the house. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. The heart of it all, Ohio, folks. Yeah, I just got that too, Cunning. I see that. Here, that's a trip. All right. And Miss Heather's in the house coming out of Cleveland. Hey, hey. We got the round the clock stuff going on in Ohio here, guys. Facts. True Seeker, good to see you. That's a problem. I was about to say that, guys. And again, thank you for that, Lana. I appreciate that, hon. Same for you. What child leaves their phone at home? And at this point, I think it was already dealt with, okay? And that's what the problem is, I believe. That she never did leave her phone at home. It was just taken from her.
They tried tracing her school laptop, but that's off, so it's not pinging to anything.
Jen, what is your fear? I know you mentioned she's on games and stuff. Do you think she could have like met somebody and tried to meet up with them?
She's open to us. She's open with us about, if she's got a crush with anyone, and she told us she had a crush on someone at school. And I looked at their messages. Nothing was weird. I looked at all of her messages, all of her deleted messages. nothing seemed weird. It didn't seem like she was talking to anyone. So I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like she may have been taken, because this is not like her at all to just disappear and not tell us, not let us know where she's going or who she's with. Yeah.
What are you getting from law enforcement? Are they actively searching for her?
Thank you so very much, Michael. I appreciate the super chat very much, sir. And that's what I'm saying. Law enforcement is stating that she was deceased when they left that house. I want to know where the mother was when that happened, though. Was she at work? Was she not? She obviously wasn't around, or she would have known something. That's what I'm confused about. Thank you, Sherry. And again, thank you for that, Michael. I appreciate that so very much, my friend.
For her, what happens now? Especially that she doesn't have her phone with her.
So as far as I know, they're conducting a search around the school. Behind the school, there's a Shingle Creek. There's a wooded path area that you could walk. It's a hiking path.
I can't get past how this guy can just sit here like this. No emotion, no nothing. He knows what he did, okay? And he's just sitting here like nothing happened. That is 100% pure evil as far as I'm concerned, you guys. Period. There's no other way to look at that. I would love 5 minutes alone with this guy in a dark room. Just give me 5 minutes. That's all I want. I promise you. Michael never, ever have to explain that, my friend. That is the fact that you even thought of it means more to me than anything. The fact that you're here, my friend, is all I care about. So thank you. Cunning says, I think she's not telling the whole story, keeping some, maybe, there may have been some things that she should have probably noticed, and she might be beating herself up over that. And I'm not gonna go at her right now. I think she's dealing with enough. I definitely am not going to make any kind of negative remarks at that direction, but it's possible. These things happen when you trust your partner in life, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever it is, and they do things like this. How can you expect somebody to feel is the thing. It's sad. It's very sad.
They are going back there with their canine dogs. They've taken a piece of her clothing to see if they can trace her scent.
Exactly, Cunning.
They're also taking their own vehicles. I'm not sure what type of vehicles, but they're going into the woods to search for her. But I don't feel like
thank you, Michael.
That's gonna find anything right now. We've had people all day on that trail sending us photos to see if anything there looks familiar and like her personal belongings, and nothing is hers. So I'm not sure where to go from here. I'm just contacting the news to get the word out, to get some help, because I'm desperate. I'm a wreck right now.
So you think that she's been taken against her will?
I do think so, yes.
As a mom, what's your mother's intuition telling you right now?
I'm trying to hope for the best, but I'm scared for her. I want her to be okay, and I want her to be safe. I don't want her to come back harmed. I just want her back, whatever that means. I just want her back.
No reaction. This woman is pouring her heart out right now. Broken. She's broken. Because you know what she's thinking? Nothing from this piece of trash. Nothing. He just sits there. I'm sick over this, you guys. Absolutely physically sick over this.
Are you getting any updates from law enforcement? Yes, there.
What did you say, Heather? Wait, did she say I want her or I don't want her to come back home? I want her to come home unharmed is what she said. I don't want her to come home harmed is what she said. She probably didn't know how to phrase it. You know what I mean? Hey, princess, good to see you. Yeah, I don't want her to come back harmed, she said. Exactly.
They're searching that small area, but have they gotten any hits on any scent or anything like that?
They haven't let me know anything. They haven't updated me since I spoke to them this morning. I've contacted them to get some information or to give them some leads, but I've heard nothing back.
I think that right there was because at that point they had an idea that it was him, and of course they're not going to say anything to spook him or to, if they would have said something to her, she'd have probably reacted towards him and he'd have bolted or something. You know what I mean? Welcome, Moni. Good to see you. I got you, Michelle. It happens. I can understand. No worries.
And Jen, there's no way that she, just being, a teenager, was like, maybe had a fight with you or an argument with you and was like, you know what, I'm going to go hang out at so-and-so's house and teach her a lesson. Could that be a scenario?
I don't believe so. We actually haven't gotten into a fight in like a few weeks or arguments or anything like that. If anything, on Sunday, she celebrated her 13th birthday with my entire family and she had the best day. She was so happy. She showed us all her gifts. She's just a happy girl, and she showed it on Sunday night when she went to bed. She was so happy. So, she had the best day. I just, there was no moment in that evening from when she got home from the party that she had her phone or had the laptop. She went straight to getting ready and went to bed. So I know she didn't have any conversations with anyone. She didn't make plans with anyone. I didn't see any of that.
She spent the whole Sunday celebrating her 13th birthday. Was her 13th birthday on that Sunday, or that was just like the time you guys were celebrating?
That was the time we were celebrating. Her birthday was on Thursday, the 22nd.
Okay,
she just turned 13.
But that's just so heartbreaking to be celebrating her 13th birthday, and then the very next day, that's gone. The last you've seen of her.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you go now? Are you gonna go out there and search or look, or what is are you sticking by the phone? Are you what are you doing?
I'm staying at home, staying by the phone, hoping she just appears. I know my entire family is out looking. They've all spread a bunch of flyers. I've had people contact me that they've gone to the international airport to spread flyers, to Amtrak, to Greyhound, just any way that if someone's taken her and they're trying to take her, just to show her face, just to make sure, she's not being taken against her will.
And you mentioned ADHD. Was there anything else maybe mentally going on?
I think, oh yeah, that's him in the background, you guys. This is the piece of shit that did this, okay? This is him right here. Throughout this whole thing, he's right there. I'm telling you, oh my God, I would love to put my hands on this guy right now. Right now. Watching this makes it worse, I'm telling you. And I'm sorry for my reaction to this. I shouldn't be like this. I should be being more professional. This makes me sick. I'm starting to wonder, because she just turned 13, this has been going on for a while. It was on his phone. And I'm wondering if she said enough. The little girl said enough, and that maybe threatened that she was going to say something, or something came about that she was going to come out, and he said no. Well, here we are. That's what my thought is on this, because she made a statement on her phone about when she turns 13, she wants to go live in the woods. What 13-year-old girl says that? They don't, unless there's something they want to get away from, okay? There's something in that home she wanted to get away from, in my opinion. That's where that comment came from. And I think that comment coming out or being made or being stated might have spooked him into thinking that she's going to come out and say something, and then he thought he had to do what he had to do. Well, guess what? My God, I can't. This is so hard for me to watch.
Or that you knew of?
She does suffer from anxiety, and once upon a time she was diagnosed with autism. We had her what's the word?
Brained, maybe?
Reevaluated.
Okay.
We had her reevaluated.
Yeah, I'll show his interview after this. I promise you guys, I have all day. I don't know about you guys, but I will get to what we're supposed to get to. But I've been telling you guys for days that I'm going to stick with these stories and keep updating you guys and showing you stuff along with whatever we're doing, because they're that important to me. So that's, I hope nobody gets upset about that. I know most of you won't. I saw your reactions yesterday when I spoke about that. Just so you know, that's why I'm doing these things with this.
A few months ago, actually, and they told us no, she didn't have autism, but she did have some autistic traits. She did have ADHD, some autistic traits, but not autism. So I'm not sure where to leave with that, because one doctor said she did and one doctor saying she doesn't, and I don't know. She's just in the middle, I guess. Because she does have some tendencies, but socially she's pretty great. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, right. Or like I said, I'm gonna be going, I don't care, 7 days a week with these ones here, especially to update these. I'm not gonna stop with these ones. So that's why we're live today and probably tomorrow for this stuff too.
And with the video that you were able to see whenever your boyfriend dropped her off, where was that? Which video? Was that a surveillance camera?
Exactly.
It was a surveillance camera from the church, Peace Church, right next to Hunters Creek Middle School.
And do you have that video?
I don't have that. They didn't show me. They wouldn't show me. It was actually my sister was the one at location, and they were letting her know what they saw on camera.
Okay.
But they didn't show it to any of us.
Got it. Okay. Jen, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Please, if you have any information, contact me, contact law enforcement. Any information helps. Maddie, if you see this, please come home. Please be safe. I love you very much. If you have my Maddie, please just let her come home. We just want her home.
Oh my God, I can't. Hold on, you guys. I'll go back to that one, Licity. No problem.
Okay. So the first question is if I can have your last name, and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFER SOTO.
Mother.
Jennifer,
tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit, and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not at all.
To just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior, no.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. Yeah.
13?
She's 13 years old. Yes.
13, Madeline. What are you thinking right now?
I did notice, you guys, that from the first interview to this one, she called, not that this means anything, but I noticed these kinds of things. He went from calling him her boyfriend to her partner from the first interview to this one. Call it what it is. It just made me think for a minute. That's all. That maybe she's starting to catch on to something with him, maybe. So therefore, she demeaned him from her boyfriend down to her partner. You see what I'm saying? That's a drop down to me.
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek, rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain.
So much
to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
The end of this is going to be hard to watch.
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay,
I'm not sure.
time, I went to work and came back, she was at.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with Salty here. She's a distraught parent. Give her some grace until we know more. And I'm not either. I'm not throwing any shade at her because she didn't, you're supposed to be able to trust your better half, your partner, your wife, your boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. And I think she wants to be able to do that and had maybe no clue about this if this was kept quiet. Okay. But in this interview here, I started watching and noticing some things that the more that they show her, I think she was starting to realize after the detectives had been there to speak to both of them, interview them, so on and so forth. So, that's how I feel about this. You guys, you make your own decisions on how you feel. That's fine. But I'm just saying, I think that I don't think she had that feeling in the beginning because he's probably very manipulative. Obviously, if he was able to manipulate this little girl like he did, hey, Leo, welcome. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's all. And I like I said in the beginning, I pray to God that this woman didn't know anything. I do. I pray to God she didn't. I'm not sure how long they were together and when she had her tested. I'm not sure of those things yet. But still.
James' house or Sabrina's house. Maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend. Maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
And this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions? No. Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We're desperate for any answers, anything that you can do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please.
I think she's just upset and nervous, Licity, in my opinion. I don't see anything that tells me she's suspicious, to me at least. I just think it's nerves. And I mean, the fact that she has no clue what's going on with her child, that's what I think it is personally. And again, I think this guy that she may be catching on to what with him, that may be something else too that's throwing this off. She's very up. Obviously, you see her legs going to town. And I get that. People are going to question both sides, and that's okay. I understand. It should be that way. I just think, at this point, we obviously know what actually happened at this point. Police would have been on to her at this point, I think, too. We'd have heard about that. So, right. I'm just saying, try to put yourself in her shoes and think about that. That's all.
Please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up, and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No word. No text message, no messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with, any app. No weird conversations, nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone. Correct?
Right, Mama Bear.
I'm not sure.
That's my thought, Jay.
I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean,
I will say I'm a little bit worried about the fact that the school didn't call them. Like I said the other day, we get an automated call at least. Like if Caden doesn't show up for school, we get an automated call. So that was a little weird to me.
if someone, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get, but like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no time? I think that was everything. All right. The first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stefan Sterns, STEPHAN STERNS.
All right, so Stefan, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off.
This is the fakest shit. One of the fakest situations I've ever seen in my life. None of that is real. And if anything, he's tearing himself up because he knows he's about to lose his life. Period. I'm not even gonna, this is hard to watch. I'm sorry.
Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out, and I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
That statement in itself sounds very weird to me. None of my children have ever slept on their way to school. Ever. That point and that comment right there seems like a lie to me. 100%, Mama Bear. Why would you be asleep on your way to school? You're awake. You're supposed to be getting ready to go to school for the day. Who sleeps? I've never seen that before in my life. That's weird to me. But this guy is so, oh my God.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be. We're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well. And but it just keeps coming in waves. This reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you...
Not one damn tear. Not one. The girl was 13. She just turned 13 the previous Sunday, Sandra.
Like literally put boots on the ground, went out.
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all along the communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, language, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She got a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had a 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here. And
I'm sorry. That was when her birthday party was, but yeah, it was Thursday. My apologies, guys. 22nd. Yeah, they're saying we dropped her off, but I believe the mother was working. That's what I've been understanding is that they're just saying that in general, that mother was working, which is how he got away with all this.
She's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us.
So you destroyed her.
Just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is.
Yes, her body has been found in a wooded area that they saw him driving to about 2 miles back in. So, and he's been in jail because of the photos they found on his phone.
Sorry. It's hard.
Oh, no, you're fine. You didn't need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any like agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. Day started off like any other. I just want to wake up and just get hit with waves of the reality just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart because we knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. Just conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want a baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Just get you to hold up there for me.
Oh my God, that makes me so. I feel like I could throw up right now. That is her. That is not his child. He was her boyfriend, her partner, not even his stepfather, in my opinion. He's nothing but trash.
Breaking news.
Welcome back to Good Day Orlando on this Friday morning. It is good to see you this morning. I'm Danielle.
He did look somewhat quiet. We do know that he has asked for an attorney in this case. He has not admitted to anything. He refused to go to the courtroom yesterday for his first appearance. It does remain to be seen if this is just a transfer of charges to Osceola County or if they're sexual battery and possession of sexual child abuse material. Those are the charges he is currently facing. He has not been charged with the disappearance of Maddie at this time, but this has also reached into Orange County. That's where he was picked up and put into jail there. So that is why we are both having this case in Orange and Osceola County, but it does remain to be seen if there. Find Maddie. Where is Maddie? Where is she? What did you do with her? Tell us something.
Amanda, you asked every question. We're all that everybody.
Coming out right now, we can only imagine their state of mind. They're shocked, they're upset, they're heartbroken, they're scared, they're worried. You could name a number of different emotions that they could be feeling. And I think as a public, we want to know what they may have known and didn't see at the time. If there was concerning behavior, if there was a reason to suspect something out of the ordinary leading up to this disappearance.
Yeah. Air, so you can get those push alerts sent to your phone when any new information.
Oh my God, I'm so sick over this guy. Really, really am. I hope they destroy him in jail. I hope they do. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a vindictive, mean, hurtful person, but when it comes to what has been happening to these children and the people that are doing it, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm telling you right now, I hope they destroy this guy. Every bit of him. He doesn't deserve any. This is a case right here where I don't believe that innocent till proven guilty exists. What they found on his phone is enough for me. Okay. The disgusting, vile trash that was on his phone. This is the only case that I will ever say that they need to throw the Constitution out the window for this guy. Okay. Because he doesn't deserve it. Because it's proof. That's blatant proof of what he's done. Period. And I hope they destroy him bit by bit, because that is more than he deserves. I am so sick over this. I'm telling you. Watching those interviews, oh my God. I don't know how some reporters can do this and the police can handle these people. Law enforcement, especially, to arrest this guy, they would have had to hold me back from him. I'm telling you, I could have never done that. I know you got to be professional, but damn, there's no way. No way in hell. Oh my God. I think the mother was in shock, you guys. Like, I want to give it a little time and see how things play out with the mother before I call anything on that, because I don't think she does know. I think he's obviously a manipulator to do the things he's done. I think he manipulated the mother, the child, obviously, for the things that he has done, and other people in their life. He's very good at it. He's obviously narcissistic, okay? And way more, obviously. But just in my opinion, just lay off the mom for a few and let's see what comes out of this, because she's in shock I would be. Her whole world just crumbled down around her, in my opinion. Everything in her life is done. If I was that parent, it would be done. Okay. So we got to give that a chance, guys. Okay. I'm not saying you can't have your thoughts and your feelings. All I'm saying is just give it some time and see what we can get out of it. Because if the mother has any involvement, you guys, they're gonna find out. We know that. Okay, we do. We know that wholeheartedly. So that's a good point too. I want to know how long they've been together, the testing, all that stuff makes sense. I get that, Felicity. I do agree with you. Thank you, Brandy, for that, dear, again. And that's what I'm thinking, Peppermint, that he had them both groomed. Honest to God, that's what it looks like to me. This is a classic manipulator, period. This is what they do. You know, they build this trust between them. They do what they're going to do. And like I said, this girl turned 13. She made a statement that was on her phone that said, you know, when she turns 13, she wants to move out into the woods. That probably sparked him. That's what pushed this, in my opinion. And here we are. You know what I mean? This is a full-fledged, basic, clear-cut case of grooming, in my opinion. All the way around, 360, guys. So, yeah. Again, thank you, Brandy, for that. And again, thank you for that as well. And then thank you to anybody that has done anything with that Amazon list. You guys are awesome for that, too. I appreciate that very much. An update I did have on another case I brought to you guys the other day about this Amish pregnant woman that was found deceased in her home. This is the newest update on that real quick.
This morning, days after a pregnant Amish woman is found murdered inside her home in northwestern PA, a suspect is now in custody. 52-year-old Sean Cranston is charged with criminal homicide and criminal homicide of an unborn child in the death of 23-year-old Rebecca Byler. On Monday, state police found Byler, who was pregnant, dead inside her home, which is a few miles from Spartansburg in Crawford County. Although her official cause of death has not yet been released, troopers say she was found with cuts to her neck and head. Cranston was arrested sometime this morning and is also charged with burglary and criminal trespassing. He is currently being held at the Crawford County Jail.
A young woman is.
There it is. They have an arrest on that one. Thank God. This is what I thought it was, and it probably is. Criminal trespass and burglary. So it's probably somebody that was looking for a place to rob, and that's what he did or tried to do, and got her too. Yeah, and that's for those of you that don't know, the proof that they had is the reason why they arrested him is and charged him with what they did. He had very, very, very explicit photos of him with that little girl on his phone doing things to her that he had videoed and taken pictures of. So that's how they knew, okay? There was no two ways about that. That's why he was arrested immediately. He tried to erase his phone on the 26th, the day she went missing, and said he did it by accident. They're not stupid. They know how that works, okay? And the fact that right there is what tipped them off, and they started looking at him immediately. I'm sure I would have specifically, but it's disgusting, very disgusting. And like I said, at that point, the mother had to have known, and I feel so bad for her because, like I said, her whole life just fell apart around her. Guys, there's nothing. And then this one here, this Amish kid, this is sad. This is very sad. I'm hoping that there's nothing more to it than this was just a burglary gone bad. Candy girl, good to see you. That's my understanding, Candy, that they were of her. From my understanding, there was other things in there as well too, but that's what my understanding was, is that they were of her. Yeah, the Amish woman was only 23. There were 2 children in this home, by the way. Thank God they were not harmed or hurt, but there were 2 young children in this home when this happened to this Amish woman, which is another sad situation. Okay, that's good to know that this guy never worked for Disney, unless they're just claiming that because they don't want that attachment. But my understanding was that he played Goofy, at Disney, but thank God, that he hasn't been around other kids. I hope he hasn't, at least. Very sad, Candy. I agree. That's what people don't seem to understand, that the FBI and anybody can get anything they want. Oh, no problem, Licity. No problem at all. All right, guys, let's get to the subject at hand. And that would be the new documents that are dropped. And we'll go back at the end. We'll go back and check on updates on these as well, guys. I'm going to continuously doing that. Okay, so hey, Jilly, what's up? They're saying that Wisdom just said that the mom works at Disney, not him, but that could make sense. Definitely. They live in Kissimmee, guys. Kissimmee St. Cloud, that area right there is where Disney's at. So that's a good point, Candy. That's why I think a lot of people want to know how long they've been together. Honestly. All right, let me get this here pulled up. Okay. Like I said, towards the end, after we go through these documents and stuff, we'll go back to that other stuff, look at more updates, and we can talk a little bit more about some of that too, just to keep everybody up to date on everything. And again, guys, thanks for joining me today. Very much appreciate you all so much. And I appreciate the support everybody's giving for these other cases we're looking at, these missing children and things like that. I really do appreciate that, guys. All right. Let's see here. The first document we got is, of course, as we all know, we knew this was coming. Okay. The order setting deadlines and hearing. Okay. Which was talked about in the hearing itself the other day. There's my Doodle. What's up, Doodle? Good to see you, dear. Skinny, what's going on? Good to see you. Leo, welcome to you. Great to have you here. TJ, what's going on? Good to have you. Good to see ya. Jilly Bean, of course. Swizzle, my friend. Good to see you. Trina Dickerson, welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Let me see. Tony Stevenson, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for joining us. Gene Anderson, welcome back, dear. Of course, Jane Doe, Kara Willis. Welcome to all you guys. Josie West that have jumped in since. It is great to see you all. John Mastelli, thank you for being here. Great to have you all here today. Risso, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Jesse Lynn, of course. Good to see you too. If I haven't seen you guys, I will catch up with you, I promise. So the first document we're looking at, guys, is the sorry, 1 second here. Order setting deadlines and hearing. We heard a lot of talk about setting deadlines for different things and the different hearings and all that stuff. So that's where we're at. And we're starting with this one. States based on the February 28th of 2024 hearing, the court orders, and this is an order, not a motion, the following. Number one, any notice of defense of alibi must be filed no later than, and we might want to write these dates down, guys, if you want to hang on to the info, no later than April 17th of 2024. If defendant intends to offer a defense of alibi, the notice must comply with the Idaho Code Section 19-519. Thank you, Eagle, so very much. Appreciate that. And thank you to anybody that does that as well. God bless you guys so much. And shall state the specific place or places at which the defendant claims to have been at the time of the alleged offense, and the names and addresses of the witness upon whom he intends to establish such alibi. A hearing on defendant's motion for change of venue will be held May 14th, 2024. So we got 2 dates there, April 17th and May 14th at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. Of course, we'll be live with those hearings as long as they're broadcast through that channel. I'll be here with it. The hearing will be in person, open to the public, and streamed live on the court's YouTube channel. There it is. Defendant's brief witness list and defendant's brief witness list and any evidence the defense wishes to present in support of the motion for change of venue must be filed by April 17th, 2024. The state's response, brief, witness list, and any evidence in opposition to the motion must be filed by May 1st. So that is the state's side of it, okay? Whatever their opposition is to this. And number 3, the deadline for the state's discovery to be turned over to the defense is no later than September 6th of 2024, so the end of the summer. So prosecution has till the very end of the summer to turn over all and any discovery to the defense, period. That's it. That's the way he sounded by that. I'm hoping to God that happens too, because it needs to be done. I would hope that it would be sooner, but you know. Then order setting the deadlines and hearing 1 was the first page. So the deadline for the defense's discovery to be turned over to the state, including the mitigation, is no later than January 9th of 2025. All right, so we have, for those of you that are taking notes or writing any of this down, I'll go back for you. January 9th of 2025. That is for the defense's discovery to be turned over to the state, including mitigation, January 9th of 2025. The deadline for the state's discovery to be turned over to the defense, and that would be all discovery that the defense is waiting on, September 6th of 2024, the end of this coming summer. Okay. The defendant's brief, witness list, and any evidence that the defense wishes to present in support of the motion for their change of venue motion, okay, must be filed by no later than April 17th of 2024. The state's response, brief, their witness list, and any evidence in opposition to that motion must be filed by them by May 1st of 2024. And then before that one, we had the hearing on the defendant's motion for the change of venue itself will be held on May 14th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is open like they have been to the public and all that. And any notice of the defense of alibi from the defense, obviously, has to be filed no later than April 17th of 2024. And if that's, of course, if the defendant intends to offer a defense of alibi, that's only for that. That's the only, just so you guys know, the only reason why they have to bring a defense or bring an alibi if they're going to be using the alibi defense. That's why they have to do that. That's why that is part of the law for that. And then that's it for those dates, guys. Okay. That's the deadlines and the hearings that have been set to cover all that stuff. And I'm praying that they're all there. Everything is turned in and everything is handed over like it's supposed to be so that we can get a move on with this. You know what I mean? So. Let's check this here. The next one that we have is the amended order for disclosure of IGG info and protection order, which we've talked about this already. So, excuse me. Amended order for disclosure of IGG information and protection order. Here we go. Based on the February 28th of 2024 hearing, the sealed order for disclosure of IGG information and protection order is amended as follows. Defense counsel Ann Taylor J. Logston and Alyssa Massoff, defendant Brian Koberger, and IGG defense experts Dr. Leah Larkin, Bicca Barlow, and Stephen Mercer may view the IGG materials provided by the state. Any further dissemination of the materials or the information contained within the materials, including to any investigators, must first be approved by the court. So those three, Dr. Leah Larkin, Bicca Barlow, and Stephen Mercer, are allowed, as of this order, to view anything with the IGG stuff that they have out there, okay? Anybody else that they want to look at this, including their investigators, as she spoke about in the hearing, that all has to be approved by the court before anybody can view that. So that's what that means. Which, of course, there'll be motions put forth for any investigators that need to see this before they do anything. And of course, we know that the prosecution is opposing this. They don't think that anybody else needs to see this. So that's going to be another court hearing that'll come up. If they have investigators to see this, they're going to approach the court with a motion, I'm sure. And if the court deems it necessary, then they'll have it approved. If not, then they won't. Additionally, no individual on that family tree who is not previously known to the defense via the defense's own investigation may be contacted by the defense or any agent of the defense without prior authorization from the court after a showing as to why such contact would be necessary and material to the preparation of the defense. Which, that's interesting to me. I don't see why it would be a big deal, but it is interesting to me. again, so that you guys understand this, what they're saying here is additionally, nobody that is on that family tree that was created to find Brian Koberger, okay, who was not previously known to the defense already, meaning there's somebody that they haven't already interacted with and hasn't been approved already, okay, via the defense's own investigations, may not or may be contacted by the defense or any agent. Wait a minute. Okay, let me reread this to you guys because they're writing once again. Additionally, no individual on that family tree who was not previously known to the defense via the defense's own investigation may be contacted. So that means they cannot. The way they wrote it was backwards, but they cannot be contacted by the defense or any agent of the defense without having prior authorization through the courts after a showing, meaning they have to show them why that contact would be necessary for the defense, as to why the contact is necessary and material to the preparation of the defense. So, other than the people that have already been, again, I'm just trying to put this in layman's terms for everybody that don't understand some of this. And if you do, I'm not trying to talk down to you guys thinking that you don't understand. I'm just, some people don't get it. So that's why I'm trying to be as clear as I can. So if they're already working with people that are from that family tree, they're fine. That's fine. They're allowed to continue doing that as they have. But if there's anybody else on that family tree that they haven't approached yet or haven't been interacted with yet, they have to now go to the court and get and prove why they need to speak to those people or that person before they're allowed to interact with them. So that's what that means. Also, the defense's mitigation expert who has created her own family tree and who does not have access to any of the IGG information may continue her mitigation investigation, including contacting the defendant's immediate family members and other related individuals. Now, I saw this. Jules did a show on she kind of reviewed the hearing yesterday, I think it was, or maybe early today. And she made a comment that I was interested in. I kind of could agree with her because we know that Gabby Vargas's name is no longer on this. Okay. But, and that's to look at that other stuff. I wonder though, and it's a possibility, although I think it would name her, but it's still a possibility. I wonder though if they are using her, the way they explain her, to do this right here, the mitigation expert that created her own family tree. It makes me wonder if that's who's doing this. That's why they're not stating her name. Mandy Joe, what's up, Wonder Mod? I'm just curious. I could be wrong, you guys, and I very well probably am. But I'm just saying, because her name hasn't been put in here again after what went on, I'm wondering if Gabriela Vargas is who the mitigation expert is. Because she's very good at what she does, in my opinion. And I think they may be using her for this. But she's not an expert, so she can't view the other stuff per se. But she's allowed to continue doing this. And if that is her, that's good, I think. Otherwise, I don't know who it would be. So there is that, you guys. And I'm curious to some of that stuff. I really am. One second, guys. I'll be right back with you. I got to take a quick trip of your All right. We are back. Golf Inspector, what's going on? Tommy, welcome. Good to see ya. Let's see. All right. So those are the new documents, guys. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Give me 1 second, guys. Hello there. One second. Having a bit of a technical issue. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, there we go. I got it working now. Sorry about that, folks. Jeez, stupid technical things. I figure I could do this stuff by now, but I guess not. Okay. All right, so there's a link, guys. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Anybody that wants to jump up and talk about this stuff, we can. There we go. It's pinned in the chat now. Awesome. And I think I'll go ahead and load in. Well, let me do that first. And then what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and open up the phone lines as well. We can have conversations. Mama Bear, if you're bored, you're welcome to jump up here with me if you're not working, of course. But if you are, I understand. That's why you're in chat. No big deal. Let me see here. Let's get the phone line opened up as well. Boom. Boom. And phone lines are open and we can do that. Like I said, every time a document drops, I like to have a conversation, give people the time to talk about that stuff that we've had in the documents. And we'll do that for a little bit. Like I said, by the end of the show, we will go back to any updates that are going on in those other cases as well. So grab the link, guys. Jump up here if you want to talk for a little bit. And if not, if you can't do the link and you don't want to jump up there, and again, you don't have to show your face, only backstage for about 3 seconds so I can see that you're a human being and not a body part. Then you can shut your camera down and jump up here and talk. If not, then, if you're not able to do it or whatnot, then you can give a call in on that phone number streaming on the bottom of the screen there and talk about what you think with these documents and if you have questions or anything like that. So it happens, Joanne. It happens. You know what I mean? So yeah, it does happen, Michael. So let's do this, folks. Come on. Somebody up here, join me. Let's have some conversation. Oh, I'm sorry, Mama Bear. I hope you're feeling better. I was going to say, you're not going to get me sick up here, but you probably just don't feel good. I get it. 100%. I hope you feel better, hon. I hope you feel better. Everybody's got to stop getting sick. Come on, come on. Whoa. Don't be doing that to her. She's got enough of them at home. Don't even put that in the universe. Please. See? Bling line. There you go. There you go. So saying this whole topic of IgG identification of BK, why wasn't IgG used to identify the other two male DNA found where they found the victims? Because there wasn't enough of it, from my understanding, and because nothing came up in CODIS. There's a whole thing with that. So that's my understanding of it, Resto. It is a good question, but that's my understanding. 50 is like the new theory. I agree with that, Mandy. I feel that that's a fact because I'm about to be 50 and I definitely don't feel like it. I might look like it, but I don't feel like it. We're going to talk about that too, Cunning. Thank you for bringing that up. I was going to bring that towards the end. There's another case that's going on in Long Island that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff your guys' direction, but it's a lot of stuff that needs to be seen. So just stay with me. I'll keep you guys on track with all of it. I can promise you that. Between me and the mods, we will make sure you guys stay on track with everything. I don't want anybody to get overwhelmed because I'm covering so many different things. But a lot of these things need to be heard. You see what I'm saying? So there'll be quite a few. Yeah, there's one. The one in Long Island is starting to get weird. Oh, you're okay. No. Don't apologize. I'm glad you did that, Cunning, because like I said, sometimes I need reminded of what I'm doing. So and like I said, if nobody has any questions about the documents or anything to throw off, that's fine. You don't have to. We don't have to talk about that. You're still welcome to jump up here and talk about anything else you want to. That's perfectly fine, guys. I always love hearing from you guys, no matter what we're talking about. So, and that's the thing. There's so many crazy things going on right now that's why I'm bringing all this stuff to you guys all at one time. You guys understand, like in a 2-week period of time, we've covered about 10 cases, you guys, because there's so much going on. Nobody wants to know. You guys think I stink or something? Is that what it is? Do I smell? You don't want to jump up here next to me because you're afraid I stink? It's got to be what it is. I think they think I stink, Mandy. I think they think I smell. Oh, you could if you wanted to, Mandy Joe. You know you could. Quit. Wonder Mod. She's the Wonder Mod. She walks around. You don't see her in the weekends wearing it, but during the week, she's got on her super suit with a big M on her chest and a little W above it in her cape. And it's pink and white. And she runs around her neighborhood being a Wonder Mod. What'd you say there? You probably waited like a normal person to live your life before you got married and decided to sponsor. Yeah, the rest of us didn't get the chance to do that. I had 3 by the age of 20. Until my cake gets caught in the corner. Right, exactly, Mandy. Let's see. Gene says, Dago, if the DNA on the knife sheath was so small, how much testing could you do on such a small amount? I mean, it's always been a question, Gene. That whole thing has always been a question, honestly. With that DNA. So it's hard to say. You're okay, Liz. You are okay. Any new updates, Maddie? Like, Libra, they did find her. I just covered that before you jumped in here, probably. They did find her in a wooded area. Like I said, there are photos on his phones, basically, from my understanding, of things that were done with her, which is how they caught him. I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure they haven't figured that out autopsy-wise and stuff like that yet. But I promise you, once I get that info, I will be bringing it to you guys immediately. Read the DNA if the lab worked backwards to match to BK and not the other way. Firstly, that's not allowed. Secondly, working back from a relative's DNA needs to match 100 markers, not 10. Okay. I got you there. I was going to show something here somebody asked about yesterday. Okay, somebody asked me if we could review the Pennsylvania press conference from when Brian was arrested. I think it was a couple days ago. So we're going to check that out. This was the press conference from a year ago, January 3rd of 2023, after Brian was arrested in PA at his parents' home. This was the press conference from that. Thank you, Joanne. And so we're gonna go ahead and check this out real quick, and then we can talk about this if you guys want to. Also, Golf Inspector, if you're in here, you're welcome to jump up here as well. I always love hearing from you, for sure. For sure. All right, let's see. Here we go. Again, let me know how the audio sounds. And
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Adam Reed. I'm the Director of the Communications Office with the Pennsylvania State Police. Thank you for joining us here. The order of speakers is going to be our Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner, Colonel Robert Ivanchik, Major Christopher Paris, he's our Area 3 Commander, and First Assistant District Attorney, Monroe County, Mike Mancuso. After the speakers have finished, we will then take a handful of questions. Colonel Ivanchik.
Good afternoon. I'm Colonel Robert Ivanchik, Commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. While I monitored the investigation into the horrific murders of the University of Idaho students, I did not imagine the investigation would lead to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. My heart goes out to the families of the victims, their friends, the community of Moscow, and the University of Idaho. No words can heal the pain associated with the loss of a child. Their young lives or ended far too soon. In law enforcement, we understand the best thing we can do for victims and their families is to follow every lead, collect every piece of evidence, and bring those responsible to justice. I am proud of the members of the Pennsylvania State Police who were able to help in this investigation.
Welcome, Golf. Thank you for joining me, dear.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I had to finish my lunch.
No. That's fine. That's fine. Hope you're having a good day today, and I appreciate you jumping up.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Same. Hi, Chat.
Absolutely. All right, I'll go ahead and finish this up, and then we can get to talking.
Yeah.
All right.
The cooperative relationship between our local, state, and federal partners stands the test of time. The officers, troopers, and federal agents work together tirelessly, putting in long, difficult hours. Communication and cooperation are imperative to success and to ensure the integrity of the case remains maintained. The culmination of that cooperation ultimately led to take the suspect into custody and afforded the families some sense of peace they deserve. I want to thank the Moscow Police Department, the Idaho State Police, and our partners in the Federal Bureau of Investigation for their support, assistance, and coordination. I also want to recognize the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. And finally, I need to acknowledge the members of the Pennsylvania State Police, specifically members of Troop N, our Bureau of Criminal Investigation, and our Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, who assisted in safely taking the suspect into custody in the early morning hours of December 30th. As previously indicated by Chief James Fry of the Moscow Police Department, specific details regarding this investigation cannot be released until the suspect is extradited to Idaho and presented with the probable cause affidavit. At this time, I will turn the microphone over to Major Christopher Paris, Commander of Area 3, who was involved in the coordinated efforts to take the suspect into custody.
Thank you, Colonel. Area 3 comprises troops F, P, N, and R, and is made up of 1,000 approximately of the women and men, civilian and enlisted, in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. I'd like to introduce to my left Captain Norm Kramer, who's the commander of Troop N Hazleton, which is comprised of Carbon, Monroe, Columbia, and parts of Luzerne counties. I would like to reiterate, as the colonel said, that Idaho law prohibits any release of information contained within the affidavits. So we're going to do our best today to talk about what phase we are currently in the investigation. And it has entered a new phase with the waiver for extradition. And the continuing primary goal is the seeking of justice through successful prosecution and conviction, bearing the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So with that in mind, we're trying to balance essentially two things: the public's desire for information against the need to maintain the integrity of the investigation and protect the suspects, accused at this point's due process. So I'll now attempt to give you an operational picture with the best information I can release at the time. So this begins when the Pennsylvania State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation troopers were contacted by the FBI about assisting with surveillance of the accused in this case. I'd like to take the opportunity to specifically thank several individuals. Special Agent in Charge Jackie McGuire and Assistant Special Agent in Charge Dave Carter from the Philadelphia Field Division, as well as Supervisory Special Agent Bill Vigorito of the Scranton RA. We're very lucky in PSP to have a collaborative relationship with the Bureau, both in Pennsylvania and beyond, and their people are absolutely excellent. So as the investigation progressed, Troop N Criminal Investigation Section, commanded by Captain Kramer over my left shoulder here, began to collaborate with authorities in Idaho. Specifically, I'd like to acknowledge Lieutenant James Curto, who was here today, Sergeant Anthony Ferdinand, Corporal John Chulak, who is not present with us, and Troopers Leary and Knoll, who are here with us today. It was through this collaboration and the charges pending in Idaho that those troopers were able to obtain search warrants and a fugitive from justice warrant that was prepared here in Monroe County. for the location in Chestnut Hill Township and the fugitive from justice warrant for Mr. Kohberger, respectively. I'd like to acknowledge the Monroe County District Attorney, David Christine, as well as First Assistant Mike Mancuso and their entire office. The support that we received was absolutely excellent. Once those warrants were obtained, the Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, BESO, coordinates our Special Emergency Response Team, CERT. They were selected to serve those warrants, the 3 search warrants and the fugitive from justice warrant. To define what CERT is, it's a full-time tactical team maintained by PSP to deal with high-risk warrant situations, barricades, and other incidents requiring specialized tactical training or other capabilities. From their perspective, we essentially task them to go out and serve a arrest warrant for someone accused of a quadruple murder. They're activated several hundred times a year throughout the Commonwealth. We don't typically hear of their work in a forum like this because they serve the warrant, the person's taken into custody, and they go about their assignment. They are the ultimate professionals. It's a volunteer team. They're highly trained and highly motivated. Captain Norm Kramer over my left shoulder was assigned as the top comm for the CERT activation, which means he was responsible for coordinating our tactical preparations. So tactical assets were then staged in the county, in Monroe County, into the evening of Thursday, December 29th, last Thursday. And in the early hours of Friday, December 30th, those warrants were executed at the location. Mr. Kohberger was taken into custody without incident. The scene was turned over to the FBI Evidence Response Team for processing. Mr. Kohberger was then turned over to the Monroe County Prison, where he has remained in their custody since. I'd like to thank the Monroe County Sheriff and the Stroud Regional Police Department for their support as well during the extradition process. Arrangements currently are being made to deliver Kohberger back to Idaho, where he can have continued due process and face these charges.
Right, Yemi.
With that, I will turn it over to First Assistant Mike Mancuso.
Thank you, Major. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mike Mancuso with the DA's office, the First Assistant District Attorney. I want to give my condolences to the families of the victims out in Idaho for their loss. It's my sincere hope that this marks a clear step in the right direction of effectuating justice for those folks. My office's role was relatively recent. We weren't advised of the presence of the defendant in our county until only a couple days before the apprehension of the defendant. But when we were told, we came together and worked very closely with Captain Kramer, who did an excellent job in almost like a clockwork operation. Part of my duties were to ensure that 3 separate search warrants were issued. Those affidavits attached to those search warrants are still under seal, so I can't discuss their contents with you. But one was for the person of Mr. Kohberger, collecting DNA and photographs, that sort of thing. One was for the white Elantra vehicle, which I understand has been seized and is being processed. And one was for the address, the residence itself that he was living in with his family. I was at the scene, and I have to say that Major Paris and Captain Norm Kramer did an outstanding job in coordinating the efforts, not only of the numerous Pennsylvania State police troopers there, but officers from other jurisdictions and disciplines within those jurisdictions to make this a very smooth, highly competent professional operation. It is a quirk, apparently.
I agree,
it's not
Jerry.
in the norm of the states I'm familiar with that Idaho does not release their probable cause affidavit in support of their arrest warrant until after their defendant is returned to that state. But having read those documents and the sealed affidavits of probable cause, I definitely believe that one of the main reasons the defendant chose to waive extradition and hurry his return back to Idaho was the need to know what was in those documents. So that's a significant development. Beyond that, looking at the scope of the situation and the ties this defendant has to my county, I would hold our office at the disposal of the Idaho authorities to help facilitate a complete background investigation into the defendant, both activities prior to the murders occurring within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and his activities after the murders in Pennsylvania. So we stand ready to assist with that effort on an ongoing basis. Thank you.
We can now open it up for questions.
Can you tell us what state police specifically did, or can you give us any indication as to the operations of state police when you were notified? You talk about putting tactical in the area. How long were they there? And what's the?
We're not in a position to give you an exact time. It was at some point prior to when the surveillance was taken, as the investigation progressed to a point where search warrants could be obtained, and the probable cause for those search warrants and an arrest warrant, a fugitive from justice warrant based on the arrest warrant out in Idaho were obtained. We began to take the tactical steps to plan to serve them.
Were you collecting evidence prior to his arrest?
At this point, like we said, it's very much pertinent to what's in the affidavits, which we cannot speak about.
What's it about his demeanor when the arrest actually happened?
Present sense impression, as likewise ongoing investigation, can't discuss it.
Rob, 69 News, how is Kohberger being transported back to Idaho?
Those arrangements are being discussed right now, as well as the logistics. The court order says, those of you who heard it today, it's within the next 10 days. So we're currently working on that in coordination with authorities out in Idaho. Sir, I can't comment. I don't know.
Is he being held in the Monroe County jail until he's extradited, or is he removed to another?
No, he is lodged in the, since he was dropped off there Friday morning, he's resided in Monroe County Prison.
Still, until he's
Correct, yes.
extradited, he'll be there. Are the marshals moving him, or which group?
At this point, that's still being coordinated between the state police and the authorities out there. We don't know.
Will the affidavit be unsealed when he arrives in Idaho?
I don't want to speak out of my lane. When I watched the press conference on Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I was alerted to the fact that according to Idaho state law, that the affidavits have to be served to him once he's extradited back before they could be unsealed.
Did you say has anyone else been arrested?
Ongoing investigation.
Has a motive been determined?
I can't comment on that either. I apologize.
Who transports him, sir? Does Pennsylvania State Police, the Monroe County Sheriff's Department?
He's presently back. He was transported from the courthouse by Monroe County Sheriff, and the logistics of who's going to transport him out to Idaho are still being discussed. We don't know.
Can you confirm the time of his arrest and how much law enforcement presence there actually was?
I would say it was in the early morning hours of Friday, December 30th. Tactical assets on scene were probably in the neighborhood of 50.
Were you afraid he was going to get tipped off before you got him?
I would say overall about this entire operation, and the credit goes, this is a part that the state police played humbly. You look at Moscow Police Department, 38 sworn, 19,000 leads, the video evidence that they had to develop in order to put that out, all public source information. But when you talk about the service of a high-risk warrant for someone who's committed or alleged to have committed 4 homicides, there's nothing routine about that. And all of those tactical steps that were taken were in conjunction with the best efforts of the authorities, local, state, and federal, both in Idaho and here, to ensure that we could do it safely and to ensure that we could get him into custody and that those service of the search warrants could occur.
Sir, can we ask you a question of the first assistant district attorney? Mr. Mancuso, you described having read to a degree the contents of that affidavit of probable cause, and that you possibly speculated or theorized that he wanted to get back to read that as well, since he can't read that. Can you give us an indication, though, of the seriousness of what you did read? I know you can't talk about it, but can you share with us something?
Yeah, I can't get into the details, sir, but I can say it involved the defendant's connection to a scene of a crime consisting of 4 murdered people. So that's the significance of it.
Can you confirm that there is a connection between Ryan Kohberger and any of the victims?
I can't discuss that.
How confident are you that he is guilty of these crimes?
That wouldn't be my place to say. Certainly confident enough that there was ample probable cause for the issuance of the various warrants in the case.
What was your reaction when you heard this? You've all talked about you followed this. This happened states away. When you get that call, or you all get the call that this person could be right here in your home area, what's your reaction?
Well, I was surprised. Really, Monroe County of all places. It hits close to home. It's a normal human reaction, I would think, under the circumstances.
Do you know when he and his father left Idaho or Washington and drove to Pennsylvania, what that date was?
No, I don't know the exact date, man.
Approximately, we understand the middle of December, is that correct?
I think that's approximate.
And what about, we heard reports that they were stopped not once but twice on the highway. Can you elaborate?
I'll defer to his Pennsylvania public defender on that.
Do you have reason to believe that Kohberger is connected to other crimes and unsolved mysteries in the area?
I wouldn't answer that question at this time.
We start looking at some that may be unsolved where he was around.
That would be a normal thing to do.
Question for the PSP here. Said he was taken without incident. Was it safe to say that, I shouldn't say it's safe to say, but did it seem like he was expecting?
I wouldn't comment on what his present sense was. I would just comment that the professionalism of the CERT team and their tactical training definitely proved in a situation like this to do it in the most tactically sound and fastest way possible.
Was there anybody else in the house at the time?
Yes, parents were in the house at the time.
Did they say anything to you?
Again, present sense impression. I can't comment on that ongoing investigation.
Even was down the door.
Force was used. The warrants were issued for evening search warrants, which in Pennsylvania requires additional probable cause in order to serve them at the hours of darkness. I would defer to the first assistant to talk about the legal burden that you bear in order to obtain those. But from a tactical standpoint, based upon all of the briefings that we had developed and all of the intelligence we had developed, we thought that was the best time to serve it.
And what tipped off that Pennsylvania was involved with this?
They were alerted by the FBI. Troopers in the Bureau of Criminal Investigation were alerted.
Anything on like his social media pages that tipped anything?
I can't comment. I don't know.
So that was here. It's been cooperative in this whole process.
Can't comment. Ongoing, like I said. State Police's role here was to serve the warrants and assist with the surveillance, which we've done. We've been part of major investigations. You know, these are men and women who take an oath to protect their communities and the Commonwealth here. We're very humbled with the opportunity that we had, given a case that has really gained international attention, to play a small part in it. And our hat is off to Moscow PD again with the size and the complexity of this investigation and the work that they've done to get us here today. And this is only the beginning of the next step.
If it's determined that anyone here in Pennsylvania either helped to conceal or dispose of any evidence, then you would be a part of this case, or would it go to...
I would say that we would pledge whatever support we can for ongoing investigations with the Idaho authorities here in Pennsylvania. Absolutely. We would help them in any way we could.
Were there any weapons found in the home?
I don't want to get into what was actually seized in the house pursuant to the evidentiary nature of it.
Can you give any insight into why you all decided to go in overnight to make the arrest?
Those are tactical decisions in terms of base surveillance. I don't want to give out too many tactical factors that go into that situation, but obviously surveillance was conducted and we wanted to go in at a time when we thought it would be the safest for everybody.
Thank you so much, Kara. Get the membership. I can't see who got it, but whoever did, congratulations and welcome. Appreciate you very much, Kara, for that. God bless.
Safest for anybody else in the house, safest for Mr. Kohberger, and safest for our people.
There was an interesting question asked earlier about the care that needed to be taken to not tip the suspect off. Could you describe how long that lid had to be on things and how many people were involved in it? Like how many people knew and for how long?
So I would say, I would answer the question this way. I don't want to get into a timeline in terms of when we were notified by the FBI and when the surveillance began. Obviously, we know on Thursday night into Friday morning is when the warrants were served. I would say, as a credit to the professionals, both standing behind me and others not here, many others not here, the information was held very close. And we did not want to have any situation where Mr. Kohberger potentially would be tipped off. So as a result of that, I would say a close number of approximately 7 to 8 individuals, maybe 10 on the most within the PSP side of this operation knew about it.
And for days, can we say?
I would say for a period of time. I would not feel comfortable commenting any more than that, for a period of time. And then as the tactical assets were brought in, people were briefed.
When the movement plan is finally decided, will there be an announcement? Will
Not from the state police, so we would defer to Moscow and the authorities in Idaho.
When he starts leaving Pennsylvania?
Well, we have security concerns now, obviously, to move any prisoner. Anytime you move somebody from a secure prison to another place, we don't want to, there won't be an announcement from the state police in terms of those logistics, but they're being worked on right now.
Can you give us your best guess when you think he might be moved roughly? Tomorrow?
We would like to do it as soon as possible, but the court order says 10 days. We have 10 days to coordinate it.
Can you potentially be on a plane tonight? Is it possible he could be on a plane tonight? That's a possibility, right?
I would think that's probably not likely.
Private plane, or would you fly commercial?
We're looking into that right now.
Can you confirm or deny that a window was broken in order to gain access into the home?
There were multiple windows that were broken, I believe, to gain access, as well as multiple doors. I think the video of the house after the fact confirms that. And that would all be part of the tactical plan based on the floor plan of the house, et cetera, and what the CERT operators would do to serve those warrants.
Was this suspect on your radar before, and are you looking at any connections?
I wouldn't comment on that based on the ongoing nature.
But how about did he have a criminal past? According to the UJS, I didn't see anything.
I can't comment on a person's criminal history during an ongoing investigation.
Sorry, Mr. Mancuso said that you stand ready to assist in giving the complete background of the defendant. What specifically is law enforcement interested in?
I have a theory about that, Cammie. I'm glad you said that. I'm going to bring that up when we're done here.
That'll be the last question after Mr. Mancuso answers.
In any case of this nature, and I prosecuted a fair share of homicides, double homicides, that sort of thing, you want to look at any evidence of possible motive. You want to look at any evidence of a pattern, of modus operandi or method. You want to get into the subject's character, mental state to the best you can, that sort of thing. So it'll be an all-encompassing effort, which we stand ready for. Okay.
How do you do it?
We have our ways. Okay, thank you.
Thank
you.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Sorry that took so long. What's up, Tommy? Golf, welcome, both of you. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, Diego, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Tommy.
I'm
Hey,
doing.
Carl. Good to see you, girl.
Good to see
CR.
you.
You for that, CR. I appreciate another membership. Like I said, always gifting one when she comes in here, whether it's beginning, end, middle, doesn't matter. It happens. So appreciate that.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
And
He's
I
a
hope,
sweetheart, too.
1 second here. Where's it at? I can't find who got it. There it is. There it is. It looks like Michael 007 got it. All right. That's awesome. Congrats, Michael. Welcome back to the sauce. Another meatball. And thank you again, CR. I appreciate you very much. I got a little theory on that. That comment you made, Cammie, a couple people actually kind of made that same comment. Again, welcome to both of you that are on panel with me. I appreciate you. Always love hearing everybody's thoughts on these things. It made me wonder when I realized that I think personally, this is just my opinion, that Indiana stopped him purposely. Okay. Both stops I feel were purposely done, which in turn, I think kind of may have tipped him off that he was being looked at in a sense, which maybe we'll just say this is just a theory, could be part of the reason why the garbage was being done the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I think that Brian did this. I'm not saying that I think that that's what that was. It's just one of those things where you think about it and you put it together. You know what I mean? Oh.
And I agree with you actually on that. I think he was being cautious,
Very
and
much so.
that is so. But then of course you look at the area he lived in. You can't forget that there's bears out there, and all that. So there is a specific rule on how to.
They also have recyclable
dispose of garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's weird because if you think about it, if you get pulled over twice in the matter of like a few minutes, something's up, and you know it. You're not stupid, especially him.
Knowing when he left that area, at that point, it was known that they were looking for an Elantra, right?
I think so, yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I would have to take into effect if I was the owner of a white Elantra that
yeah.
maybe they're looking at me.
Yeah.
So when you get stopped twice by law enforcement, knowing what his background is, he would have had to have said to himself or to his father, I think they might think something, Dad, or I wonder. You know what I mean? So
right.
In my opinion, if Brian Koberger, and this is what I'm saying, if he was being cautious about some things with the garbage, so on and so forth, but he went home, he didn't try to run, he didn't try to hide, he didn't try to bury or bury his life in any way, shape, or form. He just went on about living his life, other than the garbage situation, which
let me ask you this one though. Since that last court when they were in court there and the judge accidentally says Kopacka. What does that make you think?
I don't know what to take from that, because I've listened to that a couple different times. I slowed it down, I sped it up by myself. I don't know if it was a stutter, a glitch, if he was reading something that had that name on it by
Did you listen to Bubbly Waters?
Yeah, that sounds manipulated. I'm sorry. It sounds manipulated, that video, because you can clearly hear Kopacka in that one. And when you listen to the original, it's not that pronounced.
Not that pronounced.
No,
I'll show you real quick. I have the original.
It says Cope. He might have gone to Cope. I'm not sure about the.
It sounds like two different
I'll
voices.
tell you, if he did say Kopacka, if he did that changes that. Then that tells me that somewhere in the court documents that name is there. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been on the tip of his tongue. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if that's true, then I can agree. Yeah, but let me show you something real quick. I have the original.
Let me hear that original. Yeah. And you can slow it. Yeah, let's slow it down.
You can slow it down, and I did that.
I did.
Yeah, and I was like, when I listened to Bubbly Waters, I thought, wow, you can actually hear him say that, but it sounds like two voices. Like it sounds manipulated. And
I kind of thought that too.
I don't want to claim that she did it. I'm not saying she did it.
She wouldn't do that.
But
she wouldn't.
Wherever she got that from, it sounds manipulated to me.
Or is it just brought out?
To me as well.
See, that's what I wanted to do. Is I should do that. I should download it and then manipulate it myself, but in the way that just brings those vocals out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can do that. I got recording software. You know what I'm talking about. There you go.
I've noticed that in like some of these hearings, I don't know if it's their connections or whatnot, but his microphone has a tendency to go in and out at times. And I know for a fact if they're using StreamYard will glitch things at time to time. So it could be.
Oh God. Right.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Right. So it does definitely sound like, to me, it sounds like two different voices. So I'll show you what I'm talking about with the original.
So this is the original. You're talking the original sounds like two different voices?
The original live, yes.
Do you think they tried to, were they on a 7-second delay or something?
There is a delay, I've noticed. That's what I went back and checked it. And I watched it played on other channels, and then I watched it here, and there is a difference. So there's very possibility that there was a delay, is what I was saying. So
yeah, like a 7-second, like Saturday Night Live, I think is the first one.
Right.
That's all because of who was it? Dan Aykroyd. Jane, you ignorant slut.
Exactly. So, all right, let's see what we got. Let's find it again.
Fuck, that still cracks me up thinking of that shit.
1 second here. I think it's at 18.
So, in terms of the time frame,
wake up, Judge.
don't know that it's that complicated.
Wait a minute. I think I went. Hold on.
Koberger's no, I don't know how, it wasn't, when I asked them in the hearing, that did you use the IDG, any of the information of the IDG to get a warrant, to get, Mr. Overberg.
Oh, I don't know, dude. That's a Copa.
No. He said
Copa.
he could have said Koberger.
Do it one more time, because I heard a P in there.
It sounds like it might have been Kopacka, Koberger, but it sounded like two different levels to me. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, they might have tried to put that in there. That 7-second delay.
It's that complicated. Because a lot of what happened in the time frame happened before that. Now, that's up to you to dig into that.
It's echo, by the way, Dago. It's echoing.
But there was a lot.
I think there's an echo.
I muted it.
Oh, okay.
You might be on the high. It should stop echoing. Hopefully.
Is it me?
A lot of information in the letter, too. Just there's. Now, that's up to you to dig into that, obviously. But there was a lot of information that was not part of it. So in terms of the time frame, don't know that it's that complicated. Because a lot of what happened in the time frame happened before that. Now, that's up to you.
I must keep missing it. I'm not going back. Sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't, when I asked them in the hearing, did you use the IDG, any of the information of the IDG to get a warrant, to get Mr. Overberg.
That says
Okay.
Kopacka.
It
That's
says
what I
in-
hear.
like I could hear both names come on. Like it sounds in the first like almost like an overlay. Like the first time it says Kopacka and then Koberger. Okay.
You're right. Yep. And I'm wondering if they didn't mess with it on the 7-second delay.
That's what I'm saying. There's two voices in there. So
there's
it sounds
two voices. Yep.
Right.
And I can hear, like he says, Mr. Koberger, because it could be so that P is, and we're just like attributing it to Kopacka,
But
right?
most people out there, if you look at most people out there, they're hearing what I'm hearing.
A lot of people are hearing that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the Kopacka. That's what I hear. And the way that Bubbles went back and forth, really nailed it down.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
To hear them both at the same time, it's like I said, it's like a voice overlay. I hear Kopacka and Koberger. So
that would be that 7-second delay. So let's just say that he did accidentally say,
exactly. What's the impact? So exactly,
what's the impact?
Yeah.
Why?
I think
Okay,
that needs to be discussed. I think I really do. I think that
I'm
needs
sure
to be
that it's
discussed.
been brought up during this case. Okay, that name, that person was brought up during this.
Not in the court proceedings. It has nothing to do with. You know what I mean?
And what I mean by that is I'm sure that it's somewhere in documents within their documents that issue was going on at the same time that this case did, because there was a big blow up about that. You know what I mean? I don't know why he'd be reading that right now, though, is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. It makes me think, and it's supposed to be the second. They're talking about the second defendant. They're talking about so we have a second defendant, and we have a what do you call a narc? You know, what's the name? What's the name I'm looking for? Informant.
Informant. Oh, okay.
Narc.
Same thing. Rat. Narc.
Right.
And what I mean by that,
so
guys,
does he fit that? Because they said the informant was not going to testify. Is it because he's dead?
I don't know if that's what it is, because here's the thing. These are two different states. It would be Washington and Idaho for those cases, okay? What I mean by like something behind the scenes could have been that they're all talking together, because they do that a lot, you know, via Zoom or whatever. And it was brought up that, hey, you know, a big issue happened with this Brent Kopacka case along with this one. And people, you know, on social media and this and that, if it was a conversation that was had, and maybe he's got notes about that or something that he, you know, he's got paperwork all over the place where he had been reading something recently and that came up. I'm just saying if that was what was said, okay? Because I'm sure if we had a voice analysis expert look at this, they could figure it out for sure. It does sound like that. Don't get me wrong, you guys. I can hear what you guys are hearing. To an extent.
So what are the choices? What are the choices that we have here? We have the choice that, okay, it wasn't really Kopacka that he said, and everything is fine. You know, he just,
it was just a glitch.
Then we have the choice of he said Kopacka. Does that mean that Kopacka is in the you know what I'm saying, in the court proceeding, in the papers somewhere, in their papers?
Right.
Is
and
he part, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to find out. You know what I mean? That's what bothers me.
I agree. My thing is, with everything that's happened with this whole case, I'm not going to go, me personally, that doesn't mean nobody else can, of course. I'm not going to go into that or go with that until I get some kind of, you know, if they come out, somebody makes a big deal about this, which will happen probably. I'm sure it has. And they get somebody.
I already have.
Well, you know what I mean? Like somebody on, you know, an attorney or something like that makes, hey, Annie, good to see you.
Right.
And then they come out and say, hey, or he comes out and says, hey, I made a mistake. This is what I said. It was an accident. This is why. Then I'll talk about it and I'll go into it. But I don't really see a big deal with it right this moment. I know it's an interesting slip of tongue if that's what it was. I'll say that much.
Very interesting.
You know?
Well, I mean, it could have repercussions.
It could.
Honestly,
I agree.
Because
Yes,
if he slipped that, even though it was by accident, that's not a good thing.
100%. Yeah, and that's another thing.
Nani McPoppins. Hi, Nani. How you doing, girl?
And that's my point. That's what I was getting to right there. Salty said the same thing.
Yeah.
Is it in a document that's been sealed by some chance? That's very possible.
Right.
Very possible.
Right. Well, remember Rory Golf. Rory said that and he said this a long time ago that he came within a block of Kopacka's place, both on the way there and the way back, and stopped there for
that was
right. For what, 9
yeah.
minutes or something?
Yeah.
Was he on a phone call at that time? Nobody knows. Okay.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to have to wait. I know it's going to kill people because it kills me. It drives me insane, you guys. I know it drives us all nuts.
Then people wonder why we don't sleep.
Right. That's it right there. We're going to have to wait till this damn trial. And if it comes out, we can all go, there it is. I mean, we're all going to be jumping up and down insane with some of the things we're going to hear. I promise you. But that's the only way we're going to get these answers, guys. That's the only way. So don't kill yourselves.
Yeah.
Don't drive yourselves insane because it's not worth it.
Yeah,
It's not worth
it. I'm going to be insane.
And that's another thing too. Eagle's right. Like this judge, I'm not talking down about him, you guys, but this judge has made a lot of like word salad mistakes with names and things like that, you know? So I don't know if the guy's tired a lot and he just kind of messes up all the time. It happens. I get it. He's a judge. I'm sure he presides over a lot of things. I get it, Heather. I think we all are. A lot of us are already insane because of this case.
Yep.
But he stutters. Think about that. He does stutter.
He does stutter.
It's not unusual that he would stutter on the names, right? So that's why I heard personally Koberger. You know,
that's what I heard too. That's what I heard. It sounded like Koberger.
Yeah, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Maybe he's taking gummies, like Sherry just said. Maybe it's the gummies.
Well, then good for him.
Right. He probably needs them. I would be taking them if I was on this case.
Yes.
100%. Hold on a second, guys.
But yeah, I think it's either way. Yeah, you can hear it either way. It's one of those you can hear it the way you want to hear it. You know, when you listen to someone or something, and I tell you, "Did you hear that?"
Right.
You know, I already gave you what I heard, right? So you can hear it.
I really do hear that. I mean, Kopacka, I do hear that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just makes me wonder, is his name in those documents somewhere? And
it is possible.
Why?
It is possible.
You know?
We don't know. We don't know. I believe like that theory somebody threw out there that, you know, due to all the, I can't remember now. There was so many theories.
Or do you think there's a second defendant?
I mean, no, I don't know. All I heard is, you know, they do not prosecute.
You're muted, Dago.
Here's the thing. Go ahead, Golf. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they don't prosecute dead people. So
that's it right there. If there was a second, I was going to say that. If there was a second defendant and he was him, they would have came out and said, this defendant is deceased, blah, 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 blah. End of story.
They would
have to add it to the case. That's my opinion.
Mm.
That's my opinion. I'm not saying that's fact, folks. I'm just saying.
Or maybe one that did it.
It could be that, like I said, I
guess here's my thought. If let's say that it was those two. Let's just say that. Just for this scenario here. Let's say that Kopacka was the main one, and they know that, but if it's Kopacka being the main one, they don't get an arrest. They don't get the death penalty. The only way they would be by getting the second one that wasn't really, the one that had the weapon in his hand.
Yeah.
Well, if you believe that when Brian was arrested, he asked if somebody else was arrested. And if you believe that was in fact, he was talking about somebody else in this case, then that doesn't lend credence to it would be Kopacka, because by then
because he
knew
was already
Kopacka
gone.
was dead. Exactly.
Right.
So that wouldn't be him in any case.
Right.
Yeah. If you go on that theory, that I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that too. Yeah.
So
it's interesting though. It's interesting.
It was interesting. I mean, everybody's covered this at this point.
Well, because it was messed up what they did to him. Absolutely. What happened to him was absolutely tragic. If it had anything to do with this, I don't know. But it looked bad at the moment, obviously, for everybody. But I mean, it was a tragic not even an accident. I don't even say it's an accident.
Because I think what happened, and this is my opinion on the whole Kopacka thing, I'll be honest with you. I think that because of the high profile severity of the Idaho case, that law enforcement was on were on edge. They were on alert, on edge, and they were looking for, everybody was suspicious at that point. When this situation went down, they were probably thinking, in a sense, because of the way he was acting, according to them, this could be something to be looking at. Okay. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that's what it was, guys, so don't take that for granted. I'm just saying that's what my opinion is. And therefore, I think they overreacted in that situation and overacted 100%. And I think that case alone, needs to be its own separate scenario that I would like to cover at one point, because I think it was wrong how everything was handled with that, completely, considering if he has nothing to do with this, okay, understand that. If he's involved in this, that's a different story altogether. But if he has nothing to do with this, which at this point, I don't feel like he does, but that's just me. That needs to be looked at, and it needs to be looked into deeply to figure out why the hell they treated a war hero that defended our country the way they did. That's a whole separate story, whole separate show.
They killed him. They flat out killed him. That man.
That's my opinion. I agree.
This was not the first time they
Right.
knew about his condition.
Yes.
It was even spoken of. So
Chief
that
Fry.
should have never happened.
Chief
Never.
Fry specifically knew about his condition and about who he was himself. That was in a document I read, okay?
Mhm.
And he knew what Brent's past was like, what Brent was involved in, what Brent was like and could be like based on past.
And he was who was it who just came out with I seen it, Open Minded had it, and somebody else had it last night, where they were sent over there in June of 2022. Did you see that?
Say that one again.
They were sent over to that apartment building in June of 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Open-minded ran that last night. Somebody else did too.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
I mean, you could tell he had some problems. You know what I'm saying?
He had in the past threatened suicide.
Military did not treat him
and
well.
That is
No.
an alert, and that should have been dealt differently. If somebody's suicidal, that should have been differently dealt with. I'm just
I
saying.
think Lana put up a new body cam on that too that I'm gonna have to look at. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it was J for Justice, I think, is the first one that ran that.
Thank you, Salty, for reminding me of that. I haven't seen that yet, and I'm telling you guys, listen.
I watched it last night.
The new Kopacka body cam. What's up, Twiz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I've heard a couple things from people about it, and I'm curious, and I'm gonna watch it before I make any kind of decision on anything because I don't know what I'm talking about otherwise.
If it was me, if I was a police officer, I'd say there's something wrong with this dude.
Well, they did in that video, or at least, well, I didn't say it, but you could tell that they kind of knew what was going on. So
Right.
We kind of need more information to know like what happened on the day.
Jazz for
of his
Justice ran
passing,
it.
you know.
Dago, if you want to look at it, Jazz for Justice ran it, and so did Open Minded.
I think I think Lana has it too, right, Twiz? Is that which one you watched, or did you watch the other one?
I don't remember who I don't think I watched Lana's. It was somebody else's, but I've heard that Lana got the body cam footage first. So I think.
Lana did. Okay,
yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
But the reason, before we go into that, the reason why I want to step up is because, some of you guys know I lived in Pullman for 4 years before. Currently live in Pullman now. Okay, you can't drive to Moscow and not pass coffee house apartments on that side of town. So, if you look back to when all that PCA stuff came out, Brian drives over, which does pass by coffee house because you have to. It's right on the main street.
He stopped for 9 minutes
at his WSU office.
Uh-huh.
So my theory is that because it was late at night, right? He is a student teacher or whatever. I think that he went over there to drop off papers that he graded or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, could he have picked somebody up? Is it a close walk from coffee house there? Or anywhere? Like, it's not, Pullman is not a big town.
It's one block. 1 block is what
Yeah.
Rory, that's what Rory said.
I used to walk by coffee house apartments almost every day when I walked to work.
No worries, Salty. I appreciate it, hon. Right. It's my understanding is it's very close in proximity around that area. Yeah.
It's literally right off the main street. You can't drive
Okay.
to Moscow and not pass it.
Gotcha.
Like you can, driving by, you can easily throw a rock from your window and hit coffee house
I think what
apartments.
causes a lot of problems in this is because we're not getting the 911 calls from either fucking case. And I think
Absolutely.
that's what's
the gag order is making this thing a million times worse.
We got the 911 call for Kopacka, and that's when they're talking about the that he was suicidal.
Right.
So that's
who was
how
it
we
that
know.
called? Who was it that called in?
His roommate, apparently. Brent, his name was Brent. That's all I know. called it in?
Jordan and
Jordan, was it Brent
Jordan.
or Jordan?
There was
One of
Jordan.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we know. So we heard that 911 call. That was early on. That came
Yeah,
out.
that's what I was confused about last night watching that body cam footage because I didn't know it was 5 months prior to the unaliving, right? But from my understanding, that is from a hotel, not the apartments. So it's in a different
that's
location.
what it looks like. It looks like a hotel. Looking right there, it looks like a hotel.
But he's talking about somebody threatening him and having a gun, and it seems to me like it was imagined. So
you're right. Yeah, me too.
And that was the Jordan gentleman that made that comment when we watched that last footage of the actual interaction with Kopacka at that apartment complex. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When they had the interview with Jordan outside, 1 second, folks, please hold on. Okay, sorry. My wife's freaking out because she couldn't find the gun. I'm doing good, Deborah. Thank you. So,
what do you need a gun for right now?
Because we have a mutant raccoon that will not leave my property alone. It's literally the size of a small German Shepherd. It's that big.
Oh, leave the raccoon alone.
We've tried to do everything else humane with it. It will not leave my home and my animals alone. And I'm actually petrified of it myself. It's that big.
Will animal control not take it and move it or something?
They won't bother with them out here right now because they're overrun.
Yeah, it happens.
So, and the gun she's looking for is not like, it's not going to kill it. It's a high-powered pellet gun that will scare it the hell away.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to shoot it to kill it. We're going to shoot it in its butt or something to get it to run. That's all. And if it understands that you're going to come here and get pain, it won't come back, we're hoping. So,
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. This thing is crazy. It dumps my full garbage can over.
It is. It's
that strong. And it's
that's
this thing,
crazy.
you know,
Yeah.
like when we go outside and we'll yell at it or kick something or throw it, he looks at me like, this is my house, bitch. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
The bandit.
Yeah. He's crazy. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm going to catch a picture and show you. This thing is the biggest one I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, nice. That's cool.
He doesn't have no fear.
I got a lot of wildlife here. I've had wolverines, bears.
I got crazy wildlife here, guys. This thing has no fear. He comes out in broad daylight. He scares my dog, my cats. I mean, they're just like big. And I'm not lying. It's like big. He's huge. So,
right.
But anyway, so when they had the last footage that I had watched, I think Lana put that one up too. And they were outside talking to Jordan, who made the call initially. And I had a lot of people in my chat stating that they looked him up. And I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not going to claim this to be a fact on somebody that I have no proof of it, but that he has had in the past mental, possible emotional issues and things like that. So therefore that there were people that were claiming that he may have imagined that scenario that happened with Brent. And I don't know if that's true, guys. I'm asking if people do know about this, if anybody knows if that's fact, if that man has those issues. Because if that's the case, this is a whole different bowl of wax to me. And it would be insane if that's how this all went down, if that was true, and if this was something that was imagined by this Jordan guy. That would really blow my mind. We tried the live traps.
Are you saying that the 911 caller might have been imagining what was going on?
Yes.
Wow.
That is what was brought to me.
When you watch this, I don't think that's what happened. I think Brent might have imagined something going on in his. Maybe he thought his. Right. Maybe he thought his roommate was threatening his life because.
Okay.
I mean, like, watch this. You could kind of see how that pieced together.
There's something definitely not clicking in his head. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's the way I could tell. Yeah.
Got you. And here's the thing, guys. If that did happen with Brent, if you understand what he went through in the military, it kind of comes back into effect, and it will help.
PTSD is wild. Like, I was working a job years ago with this guy, and I walked into our little lunchroom. It was around the 4th of July, and he was just sitting there with his eyes closed, plugging his ears, and I was like, "Bro, are you all right?" He's like, oh yeah, it's just PTSD from the fireworks. Like PTSD
Wow.
can mess some people up.
It does.
And he was also he had wounds, so he had, I think, head wounds from something.
He had
that happened.
head trauma from
Head
a
trauma, yeah.
going off too. Those are
I mean,
two
you got to feel bad that the guy, gave his life up for the country, man.
100%. Yes,
100%.
Listen,
But
I'll be
it
honest.
caused him a lot of problems. And did it cause enough problems, or maybe he's involved in this? We don't know. We really don't. We can't just discount him either. And
He could have been handled he could have been handled in a completely different way from the way this went.
Oh shit! Yeah, the way different.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say.
If
he had a gun that night and he was going through some, delusional episode.
Yeah.
You could kind of see what happens. Like if he was pointing guns at people, like we all know how cops react. If you
People are
point a gun
saying
at
in
them.
chat that this video might change some minds, and if that's the case, it is what it is, guys. I know PTSD is real. I have a form of PTSD, not like this.
It's real.
From what I've done in the fire service and EMS, that's why. And I'll be honest with you guys right out of the gate here. These cases that I deal with small children, that's why I'm affected so bad from it, because of things that I've dealt with in the past. Okay, when I see these cases and I see and hear these things going on, it hits me deep, and it sometimes I have to shut it down, walk away. I sit and have conversations with my wife at night. I cry sometimes because it gives me flashback scenarios of things that I've been through, and it bothers me. Okay, and people can go through this for any reason, you guys.
I used to know a guy that seen some really bad shit in Vietnam. I mean, my brother. Yeah, my brother was the veterans officer for the county. And he'd tell me sometimes some shit.
My uncle was in Korea.
Some of it's like really bad, man. I mean, it's
my
like,
uncle
holy fuck.
My uncle served in Korea, and he was one of those people that if fireworks went off.
Oh, yeah. I know people like that. Yeah, right.
He lost his mind, crawled under tables, would lay on the ground and like crawl up next to the couch and cover up with it. I mean, it was bad, you guys. It was sad, but it does happen. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead with this here. This is from, and I hope she's okay with this. JS for Justice.
Let me know what you guys think. Have you seen this golf?
All right, I'm gonna step down.
Oh, did you have anything you wanted to say? Besides that, Twiz, or was that what you were?
No, I was just jumping up for like the coffee house thing.
Well, nice meeting you, Twiz. Nice
you as well,
meeting
Tommy.
man.
This is the guy that helped me put this awesome computer together, guys.
Can I?
Helped you what?
Twiz.
I think it's good if you're here, because we don't get to talk to people from the area too much. So
I think you should
stick around.
Hey, I'm
Stick
always
around.
around. I need to pee and I'm gonna jump in the shower. So
okay, all right. Well,
I'm not leaving. I'll be around. You can always get in contact with me.
You don't have to step down. Just mute your mic. Just mute your mic and go take your shower and whatever. Come back.
All right.
No worries, buddy. We're here, but Twiz is the one that helped me put this awesome computer together and had me pick everything up.
Oh, okay.
And then he spent his whole Saturday with me, piece by piece, word for word, with the idiot me putting this thing together.
Nice.
So I owe him my life, or we would.
And then, okay, so you hear what he's saying right now, right? But during his monitor fiasco a few weeks ago, he didn't even call to ask me what was going on.
I'm glad I didn't, because it was embarrassing what it was.
The cable.
Now we gotta know. We gotta know, Twiz. What was it? Come on, give us
I think it was like a cable, which would have been my suggestion to check first.
It was. It was an outlet plug that I had two different ones that looked identical, and I plugged the wrong one into my monitor. I'm blowing my mind, pulling my hair out, getting ready to throw this thing in the garbage. And
he has my phone number. He has my Discord.
And I was worried that it was something stupid. I didn't want to lock that, is why I didn't do it. But I probably should have just done it. For that whole week, I went through that.
So
PA systems.
Do you work in IT out there?
No, I'm actually taking a cybersecurity boot camp right now.
Oh, okay.
So my goal is to work in IT.
The reason I'm asking is because there were, people were talking about Kopacka being working in IT, right? And
yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I didn't live here during this whole when all this went down.
Okay. I thought maybe you had insight into.
Yeah, no,
Did he
no.
or didn't he? Okay, all right.
You
I
see
mean,
that
that's
on
what
the-
we've heard.
You see that on the screen, don't you, Twiz? Mama Bear said she did, and she did. She told me to call you.
Oh.
But I didn't want to bug you.
Have you been back there since then, Twiz?
I moved back in November. I live in Pullman right now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
where
do?
he's at right now.
Yeah.
What? Here's my question. And what, in your opinion, the people you talk to, what is the percent of?
I haven't even
people
talked to
that-
anybody about it. To be
You
honest,
really
I don't.
haven't,
I don't know anybody that lives here anymore. So.
Okay.
I actually do have a friend who I met playing video games years ago who goes to U of I. He's in a frat. So like when all this was going down, I was talking to him and I was like, well, he doesn't really talk too much because you know how like everyone at U of I doesn't really want to talk about it from the sounds of it.
Right.
But when I was talking to him, like even when Brian was arrested, I was like, yeah, but you don't know if this is the guy, so like you still need to be careful.
100%. 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if I was out there, I don't know. I'd probably end up in jail because
start asking everyone everything.
Yeah, I'd be nosing around, man.
Yeah, well, like I'm 37, so it's kind of weird to go talk to college kids, you know.
That's a problem right there. You'd be looked at as a weirdo, 100%.
Yeah. So like, there's lots of issues with that.
I mean, do you know? Let me ask you this, because I know
I'm
people are
63.
wondering. Yeah, Angel Twiz is on. There you go, Angel. That's his voice. Say hi to Angel, Twiz.
No. Just kidding.
I do.
Angel
that
D is
Kevin.
hilarious.
Yes.
I can't see chat, so.
She's on panel actually on the screen saying, "Is Twiz on panel?" I put her up there. What was I gonna say? Oh, do you notice? I know you, like you said, you don't know anybody, you don't talk to anybody, haven't yet, but like, have you heard like anybody that does talk about been around an area or a scenario where people have said anything about that whole scenario happening or anything?
No.
Not
I literally like, I have roommates, right? But like everyone just stays in their room and does their own things. So, like I hardly even talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
I got you. Does anything about the place seem different from like what it was when you lived there before because of this possibly, or just no?
Yeah. How long?
That's
of a time
really
was it?
like 13 years or something.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, wow.
It's been a while. Like I moved
Right.
away from here in like 2010, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to say. Like it's different, but I mean the world is different. So
Yeah,
it's really hard
Right,
to say.
that's the whole world has changed drastically in that period of time. I gotta agree with that one.
Like when I lived here,
Years.
there were always kids walking everywhere, right? So like my
Right,
first
right.
night here, which it ended up being the weekend before Thanksgiving, so a lot of the kids were gone. But like I was walking around like on this main street that everyone used to walk up and down, like no one was here. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah,
But
right.
Right.
there seems to be like a lot less traffic even when I go to the grocery store now. I think a lot of people just drive more, you know, because everyone was always walking around when I lived here before.
Gotcha.
So I
Do
mean, like
you,
it's just different, but
It's kind of sad. Yeah, it's
Do
kind
you
of
feel
sad.
safe living there?
do I feel safe? Yes.
Okay.
That's one of the things that kind of upset me about this case at the beginning because I felt safe when I lived here before,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And
A lot of people have said that in interviews too.
Yeah, like I don't want like coming here from like my childhood, I felt very safe. It was mostly college kids, right? I was around that age, so
yeah,
there's always stuff to do, always people to hang out with. Like crime would happen sometimes. Nothing extremely bad.
Generalized crime that happens everywhere. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, like this is kind of like a crazy story, but somebody got arrested. Like there was like panties and bras going missing out of all the university housing washrooms, you know, and like
Gotcha.
somebody got arrested with like 50, like those black construction 55-gallon bags, like 7 of them full of underwear. Like there's
shit.
crazy stuff that goes on. Like I'm pretty sure I stopped a girl from getting assaulted one night.
That's
which is a
good.
crazy story in itself. I mean, there's just crime,
And
but
that
it's
happens-
nothing bad.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
happens.
It's a small town. It's mostly young kids. When one year I stayed during Christmas break, so all the kids are gone, and it was like a ghost town. Like I literally felt weird walking to work because there was no cars around, no one's walking around. Like it was quiet, it was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, other people have said that too. Oh, and that's what, like, my friends, I remember back in the days, because I used to hang out at the Ohio State University campus, even though I wasn't going to school there. It was the same way. Any college town, in my opinion, is going to be that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's pretty much, there's going to be things that happen, guys. Things that are out of the ordinary will happen because you have a whole mixture of a bunch of different variety of people all conglomerated together in an area. So it's going to cause standardized crimes that will go on, but nothing like this, obviously. You know what I mean? So, but there were things that even happened here in Ohio, boring ass little Ohio at that university up there that you would not believe that you would think would happen. So it's somewhat normal in some senses to expect crimes in a college town, I imagine. I'm not just trying to like single that out, but I kind of am in a way because it does happen. Ohio is boring to me, Heather. I've been here my whole life. That's why I'm saying that. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion on that, though. But I know you got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I do really need
Go ahead and do your thing, bro. We'll be here.
Well, you know what's great about having a wireless mic is I can just mute it and go.
There you go. Please mute
I'll
it.
listen.
Please mute.
That's what I do. I got my earbuds, and when I have to go to the bathroom, I just
There you go.
stop the cam, and I can still hear.
Just because there's ladies around, I'll mute.
There you go. There you
The
go.
people I play games with aren't always so lucky.
Yeah, right. I bet. I got you. Well, when you're in the middle of a game, you kind of do what
Sharing the stream takes a whole other meaning.
Yes, literally sharing the stream. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, guys. So go ahead and do your thing, Twiz. We'll be here when you're ready to speak again. And I'm going to play this video for everybody real quick and see what we can get. That is very true, Vicky. We have a lot of missing children, a whole lot. And I've covered that. It's an insane amount.
Yeah.
All right. Let's check this out here. All right. So 629. It's on that down at the bottom there if you guys can see it. And again, like I said, this footage came from Jays for Justice. So, guys, make sure you go check her out if you haven't already. And I appreciate her having this footage for us to review real quick.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a hotel.
Is this slow-mo?
It might be.
I forgot to fix it. Sorry, thank you. God, I was like, what is going on with this? But anyway, here we go. Jesus, guy's moving really slow. This is the other body cam footage from the Kopacka incident, Mandy, and anybody else that didn't know. Just so you know, this is newer footage that's been produced.
And this is from June of 2022.
Yeah, for those of you that can't see it, down here in the right-hand corner is a timestamp, shows the date, June 29th of 2022.
Day after my birthday.
Sierra 331, I'll be out on the 3rd floor. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Police department. Police department, can you open the door? Did you call 911? Okay, I think I have the wrong number then. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, wrong room. Sierra 331. 323 is not the correct room number. Sorry, woke her up. Ooh, bummer.
Hey, I'm dying. Like, what are people in there?
We're out with him at room 315. Can you sit down for me?
Yeah.
Somebody said that they thought that was a hotel, but this looks like the same apartment building that has the same room numbers. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong, but
It's burning the floor. I don't know what it is, but
Did you take anything tonight?
no, nothing at all. No drinking, nothing.
Sierra 331.
Can you sit on your butt for me, bud?
Yeah, no.
What's your name?
There is no smoke
Hi, Brett.
or anything. Medics can come in
Can you
and
take some
evaluate.
deep breaths with me?
Yeah, but whatever it is, it's serious.
Okay.
I had the window open and it was
Do you need to go?
All right, yeah, just try.
Yeah.
Taking some deep
Do you want to
breaths.
see the medics?
No, I think that should be okay, but what was it?
What?
What was it? What was that he put over
Do
the
you?
door?
I don't see anything.
This is a
Do you want us
residential
to
house
check
in
the
there.
room?
Well, they're full of whatever he put over the door.
Do you want us to check the room? Okay.
Yeah, and the bags are have all the towels and stuff in there, and they're still they've got a reservoir. He definitely put something on the floor.
Who's he?
What happened to your arm, Brett?
Oh, that's like some kind of sunburn. That's what I'm calling it now.
Yeah, he's just not. He's not all there, man.
He sounds scared to me.
Right.
very much
Is
so.
your name Brent or Brett? Brent.
This
Can you
is
tell me
really
who
sad,
he
you guys. This
is?
bothers me.
Oh yeah, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
He sounds
it is.
super scared.
My ex-girlfriend's sister's brother.
Your ex-girlfriend's sister's brother. Does he have a name?
I don't remember it, to be honest with you.
Did you see him tonight?
No.
Okay.
I refuse to look out the door.
Why do you believe it's him?
Because he and his girlfriend have been trying to. He's done this more than once.
Okay.
So, he's just really upset at me.
You're right, Mittens.
And I just can't believe you guys are believing.
And what do you believe that he did tonight?
I watched it, so I put a towel there, and then all of a sudden the towel started moving around. I felt it, and it was like gross. And it hurt me, and I smelled it. It was like kind of like raw. That didn't do much, but then he started. It was like dumping something, and I'm telling you, it was there. The floor is super sticky.
Okay.
It's hot. You can put your hand on it. It's hot.
We can go inside and look if that'd be all right with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you don't have your room key?
Yeah, I can go get bread.
Where are you going?
To go get the room key
Where is it?
in the room.
This is your room.
Yeah, I know, but I forget it anymore.
Where are you going to get that?
The front desk.
Okay.
What is he in the room?
Is he in the room?
No, not that. I forget his name.
Oh.
Okay, for one, you can see in his eyes he's in manic mode. For one, two, he sounds genuinely frightened, like really scared, and he's confused. This breaks my heart, guys. This brought a tear to my eye because this is
that's
so sad that this man did not have the mental health care that he deserved, that should have been given to him immediately by our own government that he defended. This makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to watch all of it. This is
it's
this
okay.
is truly heartbreaking.
I think it should be seen so that people can understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What this is.
Well, that's right.
Do you want us to go down and get your spare room key?
It's also too bad we don't know what triggered it.
That's a huge point because it could be anything at this time that could have done that, and it happened on a regular basis, obviously. So that's what I'm saying. His mental health, it was definitely challenged, and it needed so much care, and it wasn't available to him, in my opinion, the way it should be. They should have emergency services, mental health emergency services available on a regular. There should be a mental health officer with the police department that goes out on these calls that happen so regularly, you guys. It should be a mandatory thing, but it's not. So this is what ends up happening.
You're kind of shaking and stuff. Is it okay if we just have medics come in, check your vitals, make sure you're doing all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So they're handling it pretty well.
For you, that'd be okay. And we.
You can tell. Look at he's sweating profusely. His eyes, he's in manic mode. I've seen this a million times.
Yeah.
He's in manic right now, completely.
He's very skinny.
Yeah, right there, he was really skinny. Like he's probably not eating, guys.
But the police is handling this really good.
They are. They're doing good
I
with
think
that.
so.
I'll say that much.
Yeah.
It's so sad to me.
All the cops in these small towns aren't bad.
No,
It's a very sad situation.
It is, and it should have been dealt with in a way bigger way.
I like what Mitten said. They should start having mental health police that are trained in mental health.
I agree wholeheartedly.
And
Something I'm gonna be touching
something
on.
has to change, right? Something has to fucking change. Diego, don't you think in golf and
Because
1,000,000% I do.
we don't have mental institutions anymore. We
shut 'em
don't
all
have
down.
those,
Right.
and that is a problem for a lot of people
Yeah,
because
it's all about
they
money.
go to the hospital and they release them, on their own recognizance, whatever,
Right.
That's it, because they
recognizance.
Recognizant.
I know what you're saying, Golf. The insurance doesn't want to keep them for any longer than they will pay for. They don't care
Right.
that they're not full-heartedly put together.
So
they can't get their
the
medication.
idea would be to let's say there's 30,000 police officers being trained right now, whatever, 50,000, whatever. There should be like 10,000 of them being trained in mental health and how to handle people that have mental health problems.
I think everybody should have that. Exactly.
Actually, all of them should, right? You're right.
But
it should be part of the training. It should be part of the
But
training.
there should be mental health institutions available for people.
I agree.
That's number one. You don't have to yes, this training should be included, but number one should be, opening those back up again and giving that to people.
They need to have, Salty's right. They need to have support personnel. This should be part of police training, in my opinion, because there's so much of it right now. And there has been because they closed down all the facilities for in-house treatment and even some of the outpatient treatment and stuff like that. If a police officer is trained in this, they can go into the situation knowing, and then it can just be dealt with that way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
But you can't put it all on them either because this is this is not their responsibility.
Right.
They need the training. I'm not saying that, but ultimately it's not their responsibility. They can only do what they can do, right? So these people need to have a little bit longer care. We need to care about these people.
There needs to be like sections of hospitals. You know what I'm saying?
There used to be, we have a hospital here that still has, it's like 3 South it's called, and that's the mental health unit. It's all one floor.
They're around here too. Brainerd's got a mental institute. They're still around.
We need mental health facilities that specialize in just mental health to be opened back up like they used to be.
Mhm.
And they need to have regular treatments available to these people for in-house type treatment and stuff like that. It's very very sad that somebody has to go through this after what this man did for our country.
I know, that's what gets to me, dude.
It blows my mind that we owe him everything and give him nothing. That's the way it bothers me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and move on with this now.
Can check out the room, make sure everything's all right. Do you feel safe? Do you want to go get the room key? Do you feel safe staying in here
Look
tonight?
at him. Look at him. He's scared.
He's shaking.
Yeah.
I mean, they were here.
Look
for
at him.
hours.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. What are they saying?
It's like, wait for me to turn my light on, or they would go around with their cell phone and call mine to see if it would go off. So listen for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they would call my phone over.
Oh,
I need to go in and blow
Have you
that
had
up.
any alcohol tonight? Have you had any drugs, any narcotics, prescription medicine? Should you be taking any prescription medicine? No?
Right.
Do you feel okay? Besides,
Yeah, I was just started sweating a bit and started to breathe.
where do you live at?
Up in,
You just want to pick the guy up and hug the dude. You know what I mean?
What
Tell him it's okay. That's like, tell him everything's okay. You know.
And what? How long have you lived there?
6 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Say again?
It tastes really nasty in the mouth.
Okay, hopefully we can get you some water when we go into the room. You said your name's Brent.
Yeah.
Do you have a middle initial?
L.
L. What's your last name?
Kopacka. K-O-P-A-C-K.
K-O-P-A-C-K?
Yep.
Kopak?
Yep.
Okay. What's your birthday?
10-4-86.
Oh.
You have a license in Washington, Idaho? In Washington.
I mean, they were up here knocking out people's doors, but I listened to what he was saying. He was saying he was just making up lies, trying to get people to give him information. There's no one out there.
What information does he want?
He wanted to know, he wanted to get in the room.
In your room specifically. What did you believe he wanted in the room?
He wanted to kill him. He's been saying it forever.
He wanted to kill you?
No, he just got out of
He got a what?
jail for murder.
Where was that at?
I don't know what story it is.
You don't know where? How did you think he was going to kill you?
He was just going to tell him.
No, how did you think he was going to?
With the gun.
With a gun? Did he say he had a gun? He did? Did you see it? No?
I always hear it though. Go for murder.
Where was that at?
I don't know what story it is.
You don't know where? How did you think he was going to kill you?
He was just going to tell him.
No, how did you think he was going to?
With the gun.
With a gun? Did he say he had a gun? He did? Did you see it? No?
I always hear it though. I put it in the pocket.
Okay. Okay, we have the room key. Do you want to go in and we can check it?
The remainder of the body cam is actually redacted as they go into Brent's motel room and clear everything and give him the peace of mind that he needed to get through the night. Now, what's really tragic is fast forward about 5.5 months and this guy is shot dead because he has locked himself and barricaded himself into a bedroom at his apartment. I feel like we should end this on that note.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree with her too. That says a lot right there. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
And so I see what you were saying, Salty, where people's minds could be changed about. That kills me, guys. It does. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't see him doing anything. Watching that, I
can agree with that, Huda. I do. He should have been looked at and could have been taken, of course, if he agreed upon it, because a lot of times people that are in this mode don't think that they're going through anything, sadly. And I've encountered this, okay? And you have
that's all
I've had that training to be able to deal with this kind of thing, and I see it 100 times. And you have to go. I've seen it handled in both sides. I've seen people handle it like assholes that are like, "You're crazy. There's nothing here. Stop acting that way." This and that, and that happens, you guys. It makes me sick. And then the way that we're trained to do it is you go along with what they're saying, what they're doing, how they're with their experience, as to not make them go into a panic. Okay, because when you make them feel like they're crazy or having an out of normal experience, that's when it gets worse, and that's what you don't do. So
that's when they inject you with ketamine or something.
It had Thorazine and things like that were very regular.
Right.
It would back down sometimes. Sometimes it made it worse, but he might have went with him to be evaluated. We don't know that. Right. Very true. Very true. I don't know that yet. So they asked him about his arm, that mark on his arm. They asked about it, but you can see the whole time he's sweating profusely. He's sitting here going like this because he doesn't.
Yep.
He's nervous.
Shaking too. Yep.
Yeah. So this was a hotel. I saw the luggage rack, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, it's a hotel. Yeah.
But this does give me a different outlook on that whole scenario at this point. So,
The interesting thing is, right? Did he have an Elantra?
No. According to his friend, no.
That's
he had a truck. He had a truck, and I cannot remember what kind of truck it was.
It was a white Ford F-150, I believe, that was lifted.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I believe. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I believe that's what it was.
There were pictures circulating from his home or his mother's home that had some kind of Elantra there, but
there
according
was.
to but I we don't even know if they owned that house at the time that that picture was taken. So that was circulated for a while.
Yeah, and what's his name? His one friend said he didn't even drive. You guys, he hadn't in a while. So
War Eagle just said Brent he didn't even drive according to his friend.
Right. Who just says there was a silver Elantra parked outside that was from 2013.
Yeah, he didn't drive. And why did he have a white truck? He must have drove some. I mean, because otherwise
he used to. At one point, he used to. I believe that's my understanding, and then that stopped because there were some issues that were going on. So,
yeah, that's weird. The only thing that kind of is curious to me is like, there's a video with Forensic Frenzy that recently came out. I think you watched it. I don't know, but she's saying that essentially that maybe the police thought that Kopacka was involved.
Yeah,
and maybe.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Well, this is what could have happened, in my opinion, is that they were watching him, thinking maybe he was involved somehow.
Right.
And that's what triggered his episode that night.
It's very possible.
You know, he was in the military. They probably have training on signs that you're being followed.
Well, and it's been, I read in a document, I can't remember what the name of the title on it was, that Chief Fry knew of him because they worked together with Washington a lot on these different situational things that went on. And that for some reason, Fry knew of him. I think Carolyn even touched on that at one point in time. It hasn't been 100% concreted for me. I haven't been able to find absolute positive proof on that. I remember reading it off of an article that somebody had written. I can't remember which it was. I will try to find it, though, because it was a long time ago. But thank you for that, Salty. I agree with that, too. The thing is I don't know if you know, they thought because of his previous actions, maybe, that he could have been something that he, you know, because like I said earlier, the heat of the situation that case in Idaho was in, I think that was before they had actually had Brian in custody. They were still looking for suspects at that point. And with his situation being the way it was, they could have put that in their minds as being a possibility, which is why they treated it that way. Still the wrong way to do it, but
that's what I thought too. I thought maybe, you know, after I seen that yesterday, I thought maybe they were after Brent and but this is what I thought is maybe when they swatted him out, then they went to Kohberger.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people have stated that he was familiar with is it Kyle Payne?
He was in the military together.
A lot of people have stated that they believe that they knew each other. They were all in the same unit, kind of, from what I'm understanding. I don't know if that's
the only way I can see Kopacka doing that is if he was really manic at the time. I mean, like totally blacked
the only
out.
thing I ever suspected him of was being the informant, to be quite honest with you, because of the cryptic messages he had on.
Here's the thing, though, Golf. A lot of people have said that. A lot of people have said that, but here's the thing. After watching this, Do you think he could perform as an informant?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. If
Even
like
in this
I
mode?
think he has moments of clarity. So what we
Okay.
witnessed, these people that go through these episodes, they're not always like this. So he can have like normal days and then he has bad days. So I
I bet
think
most of the time he's normal.
exactly. So he just
Right.
he had a bad episode. So that's how we saw him.
Okay.
And
And I'm just curious as to what everybody else.
yeah. No, I think he was absolutely normal as a human being, like when he wasn't manic. If I'm probably saying that wrong, and I apologize for anybody going through this, but you wouldn't even know he has PTSD unless you met him under those circumstances.
Right.
So yes,
No, that's
he would
true.
he
That's
would
true.
absolutely be capable of doing that.
But how bad was it getting? He wasn't getting any help. He wasn't on meds.
Well, here's the other weird thing is why
was
is he in that
getting
hotel?
manic more and more and more and more? You know what I'm saying?
Who knows? Yeah.
They literally ask him about his apartment. Pullman's a small town. Why is he in a hotel?
Yeah,
hiding.
Yeah,
Hiding.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. Like there's probably
Yeah.
something going on. He might have been living in that same apartment.
Yeah.
You know, I had
at
a
that
guy
time and been in the hotel.
I had a
Right.
friend that was really in. He was a crackhead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was so paranoid, dude, that he went to and he was dealing it too, and buying like pounds of cocaine and shit. And I mean, you go to his house at one time. I found a great big ball that he had made, of crack, and it was behind the couch. I put my arm behind the couch, and what the hell is this? He had forgot about it, dude.
What'd you do with it?
But the guy was so paranoid. The guy was so paranoid. He went to a hotel and rented 2 rooms so they wouldn't know which room he was in. And he was climbing out one window and going into the other window on the bottom floor. This is how paranoid this guy was.
I've seen those situations just like that. I've dealt with that stuff before. I have. It's really, really interesting to see that. It's sad.
Crazy. Oh, you should seen what he did when the fire whistle blew one time, and he went running out of my house.
Yeah, it happens. It's sad, but those triggers are very, 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 very out. There's a lot of them out there. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know, guys. This is very disheartening to me and very sad. And like I said, it does make me think some things, with that situation. So, like again, he was hiding, he said, in this situation. So it's not snowing here, Leslie. I hope it doesn't either.
That might be why he barricaded himself, because he
very
thought
possibly,
the cops
yeah.
were after him. I
Right.
read, this is completely unverified, but I read in another chat one time that somebody said that night he yelled out they were going to frame him for those girls.
I heard that. I read that too. Somebody else had said that a while ago. I mean, if he's unmedicated and he's having these things, guys, anybody can look at the news. I've seen that and heard that. I've read articles about this. Somebody can watch the news and they can involve that in their life if they're having these manic issues and manic moments. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. But like I said, guys, none of this stuff is that's everything on this channel 100% alleged and purely speculation as always. But we don't know what went on, what happened, and why. So, that's why I think his case is a whole separate thing from Idaho and should be categorized. And
I think it should be, but there's just too many weird things that, like, I don't really believe in coincidences too much, obviously, but like 2 things can happen around the same time, right?
Yeah, I
but
get
the
you.
fact that
I get
the
it.
SWAT happened the day that Brian's getting pulled over twice in a day.
That's what gets me.
And
That's what
if
gets me.
he's not connected, why is it still under seal like the Koberger case?
Yeah.
Right. And
why can't we
did
get the body cam of that
did the
night?
judge
Why
go
can't we get the
pop?
phone calls of that night?
Yeah. Whatever
Well,
it is, may he rest in peace.
One
And
thing
it-
I have a big issue with, I will say this in closing on this,
Right, go.
is that it's very hard to get almost anything from what happened that day with Brent. That was always an issue for me. And I'm gonna eventually go into this case and do it by itself to see if I can find anything, but who knows? That's really all I can say about that, truly. But
Nobody
there
knows.
are some definite interesting things that don't match up, that do match up too, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And yeah, he did live at is it Pimlico? Yeah, I think that's what that was called. And there are some records, but I don't think a lot of stuff was redacted from a lot of that, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna have to thank you, Leslie. I'm gonna have to look and see what I can find. I appreciate that very much.
Pimlico, I wonder where that is.
Yeah, I never had heard of that. I thought it was called something else.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, I thought it was something else.
Those are the apartments over there.
Oh, these apartments are actually close to me.
Thank you.
Which means they were close to where Brian used to live. This is on the opposite side of town from Coffee House, so he just moved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of weird in Pullman, like because it's mostly college kids. Like all of the leases run from like July, August every year. So he might have been waiting for the coffee house to open up for him to move into. That might be why he was in the hotel.
Yeah, I heard he didn't even live there where he was taken. I heard he didn't even fucking live there. I don't, you hear so many different things that,
yeah.
Sometimes I put my hands up in the air and say I give up.
There's so much crazy conspiracies.
Right.
A lot.
Like I've said before, I've been in the WSU steam tunnels. It's not an ideal place to be dragging a body through.
Right. That's
right.
Thank you. Thank you. That was my thing about that too.
So like people come up with the craziest theories that.
Right.
Thank you, Salty. All right, guys. I just realized my wife just actually reminded me of the time here. So it's been 3 hours and 45 minutes, but
yeah, that's long.
I'm gonna have to jump out of here. I appreciate you guys, golf, and
thank you.
Always,
thanks, Tango.
Always love having you guys up here, listening to what your thoughts are on all these things. Everybody in chat, thank you for joining me as well.
I see my family. I see some of my family out there. Hello, and I love you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Dago.
Thanks, Dago. Thank you, Dago.
Yes, sir.
Good seeing you again, Golf. Nice meeting you, Twiz.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah, Twiz. Yep. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you jumping up here, and hopefully you'll be able to do it more often. I like to hear differences of opinions and all sorts of stuff up here. So thank you guys very much. And next time I'll call you so you can tell me that I have the wrong plug plugged in. I promise you. I promise.
At least message me.
At least that. Yes, I will do that.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Take care, brother. Everybody else in chat, guys, thank you very much. I might be in here later. I don't know. We'll see what goes on tonight. I said that last night, but I ended up with my granddaughter. So that's precedence. You guys know how that goes. So I might be back in here tonight, and I'm willing to be stopping through here tomorrow to do updates on those other cases. Like I said, just for a little bit, if nothing else. So thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday night. If I don't see you tonight, guys, don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change anything about yourselves because you're all the beautiful people. Mods, you are amazing. Thank you so very much, and I will see you all on the other side. Bye-bye now.